Yeah, you do know I actually unmuted the mic when I said 654 and you were still talking there.
Oh, show business is a bitch.
It's because we couldn't see your fingers. We couldn't see the finger markings. We couldn't see 6, 5 when you
Sorry,
started talking.
Considering I even actually said 654.
I just thought you were shouting random numbers.
Yeah, random numbers 654.
3, 2, 6, 7,
18, 24,
Yeah,
30.
it shows you how much it's a joy to actually work with Al and Shane.
Hey, I should get fucking paid for this.
I don't.
I get paid in Tic Tacs.
It?
Yeah, I get paid in Tic Tacs.
Tactics?
Yeah, Tic Tacs. I've got popcorn flavoured Tic Tacs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually a thing.
Fucking disgusting.
They're not too bad, actually. When you
Tic
smell
Tacs are for fucking freshening your breath.
I was just about to say that. I thought they were for freshening.
No, I actually have popcorn flavoured Tic Tacs.
I want you to kiss me with your popcorn flavored breath.
Don't shake your nasty fucking popcorn Tic
Well,
Tacs
I'm about, let's say, 2 hours away from you, so it's going to take a while.
I can be there for 11:45.
So, and by those words, then that Shane is going to be kissing you. Yeah,
Tasty.
Anywho, we are live. This is episode 2 of Press Select. Shane made me say it. We are the #1 podcast out there.
You can't say that. You can't say Shane made me say it. He's not got a gun.
Yes.
Well, he did make me say it.
That's just... We are the #1 fucking podcast on iTunes right now. And if we say it enough times, it'll be true.
It might become true.
Yes.
Granted one of his wishes. So he got 3 wishes from a genie and he wanted one of them to be the #1 podcast on iTunes right now.
To be fair, if I had wishes from a genie, that would be way down the priority list.
Yeah, it's slightly wasted wish, that.
I'd wish for more wishes.
No, you can't do that.
That's counterintuitive.
Yeah.
I can do what I like. He's a genie.
Have you seen the monkey's paw?
I have. I've got a monkey's paw.
You got it off some guy called Ned Flanders?
I don't get that reference.
What? You don't get that reference?
Is it from a Treehouse of Horror?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is it? I don't remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't remember that one. Fucking
yeah,
Homer
Simpson gets a monkey's paw. He ends up throwing it out. Ned Flanders gets it, and he ends up shooing away at Kodos and Kang with like a bat with a nail in it. More does that.
You let me down.
He gets a big castle.
Usually you're good at this.
Usually, but when was this in The Simpsons?
I'm over here and I'm feeling woozy.
Treehouse of Horror 2.
It was it was one of the old Simpsons.
I think it's like season 2 or something.
I don't think it's that early, but it's round. It must be up to season 5. So
right, I'm going to look it up. You talk and remind yourselves.
The Simpsons are in like season 28 now or something.
Yeah, something ridiculous. I know that Matt Groening intended it to be 365 episodes, so it could have an episode every single day. But now there's enough there to fill 2 years.
I love Matt Groening.
They even have 1-hour specials now. Silly when it comes to The Simpsons. Anyway, we're not here to actually talk about The Simpsons. Well, we might be.
Oh, we wish.
You might have watched The Simpsons, or you might have played a new Simpsons game that nobody knows about. You might have get back into The Simpsons Tapped Out on iOS and Android.
Ooh, why would anybody?
I never played it.
No. Anyway, we're here to talk about video games and all the stuff revolving around video games.
31st October 1991.
You can't say that either. We've become so much more than video games.
That's why I said all the things revolving around it as well. So it's not just about video games.
TV doesn't revolve around video games.
It could do. Microsoft wanted to for that to happen with the Xbox One.
I think we should rebrand as a pop culture podcast.
It's not actually in a category anywhere on iTunes, I don't think, so...
That's because we're #1, we exceed categories.
We are #1 in the question mark category.
Alright, do you know something shocking? I watched The Simpsons like religiously back then, and this is 1991, and I'm reading this episode. I have never seen this episode.
Really?
Yeah, Homer turns into a fucking Jack in the Box. I'm looking at a picture and never seen it. Mr. Burns uses Homer's brain to create a robot. Nope, I've never seen this. I've fucking not seen this episode. I've not seen it.
It's one of the most played Treehouse of Horrors.
But I was out actually having a life whilst you were stuck inside.
I had a life. How long? What year?
91.
I
didn't have a life.
So I was 5. I was in the club, man, fucking night scene, taking ecstasy.
Bottle full of booze.
I was 11.
You really were in the club if you were in Sunderland.
Yeah. I was actually from the age of 5.
That was like the middle of this fucking 24-hour party people seen.
Oh, Train Spotting was your life story?
No, it was my life story. On heroin since I was like 4.
Yeah.
You chose life.
No, he chose heroin.
Life chose me.
Anyway, video games. We'll reel things back a little bit, just a smidge. We'll kick things off with Resident Evil 7, because I know at least 2 of us have actually played it. I've
played it.
Al. Are we talking news right now, or are we talking about what we're playing?
No, hence why I said Resident Evil 7, so that indicates maybe it's what we've been playing.
So I hate to tell you this, but nobody actually knows who we are yet.
Well, I did say your name, and I did say his name.
No, but I've not had an intro yet. I need an intro.
Not be referred to as his.
Oh, God. I don't do wrestling-esque kind of intros. Shane is the wrestling guy.
Wrestling?
Yeah, you're the wrestling guy.
Shane, you've been wrestling recently.
I'm going to drop a truth bomb on you here. I've been, pretending to be into wrestling this entire time.
No, not wrestling. Wrestling.
That too?
Yeah, that too.
You just read about it before you come on the podcast, just so you can spout some facts.
I literally have the Wrestling Observer page open while I'm talking to you.
That doesn't surprise me. See, I was going to actually just do it pretty much like a boxing thing. In the red corner but that wouldn't have worked. So, Shane, intro, go on, you do it.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
We've gone back to the 1950s.
Brings to you its #1 podcast on iTunes. Say hello, Stu.
Hello, Stu.
Oh, for
hello, Al.
Hello, ladies.
And I'm Shane.
Yeah, see. Wasn't that hard, was it?
Now you know who we all are, just in case you forgot. And you're listening to a podcast called Press Select.
Or as I like to abbreviate, Slacked.
Slacked.
Or if you look at a PlayStation 4 controller, share. Or if you look at an Xbox One controller, do squares.
Or if you look at our logo, it says, and you're kind of weird about how you see things, it's Reselect.
Yeah, Reselect. That's exactly what it actually was supposed to be called.
Reselecting.
We are reselecting.
Elect. Trump. Pro-Trump. We're pro-Trump.
Oh, it's Cena all over again.
Why did you have to give that away? I was hoping that to last for 3 episodes, maybe 4.
Hey, if we're pro-Trump, he'll retweet us. You know he will.
Yeah. He'll grab people by the vagina and stuff like that as well. I still find that funny.
Listen, who's not grabbed somebody by the vagina?
I was just about to say grab someone by the box, Xbox, press select, it all fits.
Illuminati and all that kind of stuff.
Look into my eye.
No. Anyway, Resident Evil 7. So I know I finished it. I know that Shane's finished it. Al, have you played it?
Yeah, I've just not finished it.
Okay, I didn't know you played it.
Rephrase that. I finished it. Shane finished it. Al, have you finished it?
Yeah.
I have not finished it.
God damn it. We can't even talk about the ending.
Well, we weren't going to talk about the ending anyway because it's spoilers, so no spoilers.
It's impossible to fucking talk about this game without talking about where it goes.
So, who wants to actually go first with their initial thoughts on RE7? Don't all jump at once.
I'll hit the bitch up.
Go on then.
What the fuck's the point of me talking about it? I've not finished the game yet. I'll tell you what I think of the start.
First big game of the season. Really looking forward to it. It doesn't disappoint for the first 2/3 of the game until you get to the last third. Naturally, it's the third.
Maths.
And the aesthetic changes and the direction of the game. Several plot holes. Well, not really plot holes as much as there's nothing explained about a certain character's whereabouts at that time. Different others. I think it's impossible to talk about this game without giving anything away. But yeah, I just didn't like the direction it took in the last third. Have any of you played Fear?
Yes. All
yeah,
three.
that's Resident Evil about from hints of it halfway through and then definitely the last third.
Yeah,
but Fear was all about first-person shooting and stuff. Like, so.
No, I'm not talking about the gameplay. I'm talking about story-wise.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, First Encounter Assault Recon.
So, wait, is that what it stood for?
Yeah, First Encounter Assault Recon.
Fucking hell. Why can't they have just called it Fear? Just regular old Fear. When does the last third start then? Because I'm just finished facing Spider-Boss.
I would say just around then. Just after. Yeah. From if you take it, I mean, this isn't a spoiler, okay? So you have the members of the family which act as like mini bosses. So you had the father, the mother, and then you have the son. So basically, whenever you get to the son section, I would say that's probably the last third, and that's when I started to like not enjoy it as much.
Well, I would say it's just after his section, because his section's very Saw-esque. It's just after that, because you've got like a boss fight, and then as soon as that boss fight finishes, that's when the downfall of the game starts to occur a little bit.
Well, you see, it happens for me in the Sun section because it doesn't end on a satisfying note, and plus I didn't really enjoy the trap rooms and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the game as a whole. I just wish that the last boss is ridiculously easy.
Stupidly easy.
And really doesn't make a lot of sense. And as I said, if anybody saw what I wrote on Twitter at the time, I may have finished the game pretty early on, maybe like 3-4 days after. Because I got early on the Monday, it was out Tuesday. I think I finished the Wednesday or Thursday. But anyway,
fucking Craig David over there.
Craig David? What was I saying?
You finished
it early?
Yeah. And I still don't know. I'm trying to remember what I was trying to say.
Oh God.
Yeah. And now it's just got worse. It's really awkward. I
met her on a Monday. We were making love by Wednesday.
You really broke my constitution.
Break your fucking legs if you don't hurry up.
I'll take his hands.
I want his ears.
Yeah, so I finished the game. I really enjoyed it as a whole, but if you take the first 2/3 and the last third, I think I definitely enjoyed the first 2/3 better than the last part of the game. And also, it didn't need to be a Resident Evil game. When it happens, the moment that happens when it lets you know it's a Resident Evil game, how it ties in, feels really tacked on. If it was taken out, you wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, because you wouldn't even know where in the timeline this is actually set in Resident Evil unless you done a little bit of digging. It's set 4 years after the incidents of Resident Evil 6, but you don't even get the indication of that at all. So
well, I knew it had to take place after the first 3 games anyway, and possibly 4. I knew that it had to take place after them.
But yeah, it's set 4 years after the events of Resident Evil 6, which very few people play because it's a rubbish game anyway. But I sort of agree with you on that front there. It sort of doesn't need to be a Resident Evil game. But
which was funny because going into the game, I was thinking about that. You know, they hadn't given any clues to how it was going to be a Resident Evil game. It looked from all the trailers and the promotional stuff to be a great departure from the other games, and even going back to the whole survival horror mansion stuff from the first game, which I was really looking forward to. But then I started to worry that it was just going to lead to this big culmination, a big reveal at the end that tied it all into stuff. Maybe Wesker appears, and I was thinking that's going to be just shit. So I don't want that. And then as I got closer into the game, or closer to the end, it was like, well, I wouldn't mind if they tied it at least a little part in, but the way they did it was just really cheap to me, and it just felt like, oh crap, we need to do something, and only it's just, without saying what it is, we can't really talk about it, obviously. But it's just really cheap and doesn't need to be in it.
Yeah, that reveal, and then we really need something, is them saying that need something is one of the big pieces of DLC that's coming out in the spring, because that seems to be a little bit of a cop out in a way. Depends on how that piece of DLC, when it does drop, how it plays and what it actually is like. And by the look of a screenshot that it shows you, it might be more combat focused. So I'm hoping it's not more like Resident Evil 6-esque kind of combat focused, rather than going maybe to Resident Evil 4 in a way. But we'll see. It feels tacked on, so I agree with you on that front as well. Christ, I've agreed with you twice so far.
God damn it, apocalypse time.
Yeah.
I also will say too that I didn't really enjoy the boss battles. The fact that you meet them throughout the game and fight them almost, but you can't really damage them until it gets to the stage where they are the actual boss battle. I didn't really enjoy that aspect. But I liked the aesthetic. I liked how scary it was at times. There was a few times where I jumped. I liked this in first-person mode this time. But it just felt like a totally new IP, and they just tacked on the Resident Evil name to sell it.
Yeah.
It really did.
Considering the way Capcom have been going as of late, it is some of the better stuff that they have actually done. How they screwed up Street Fighter V on PS4, and how badly Dead Rising 4 has sold as well on Xbox One. They need something to actually just alleviate them a little bit and stop them from becoming another Konami. So this has gone and helped them on that front there. Gives you a little bit of hope in the future. Maybe see how the Resident Evil series continues. But yeah, how far are you into it anyway, Al?
Just past the Spider Boss. Spider Boss.
That's a really good boss battle, actually. I want to give it
Marguerite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time in the entirety of the game that I jumped a little bit. The first confrontation with Marguerite, when she dives through the window.
Yes.
That's the only little bit in the entirety of the game that actually made me jump. And you can actually, because I did play through the entirety of the game on Twitch. I streamed the whole of it on Twitch, and you can hear from my reaction that I did jump at that scene there. And if you watch the rest of it, there isn't once where I have exactly the same kind of reaction.
See, I've grown to calling it the swear machine, because it just makes me swear all the time, because it really annoys me sometimes.
I played it on normal, and it was hard enough for normal, but I will be doing it in my house, because I actually played another Resident Evil game this week on hard difficulty, and it was a bitch.
In what way is it annoying you?
I don't know, just because like things like see when you're in the basement and the black fucking slime things keep coming out the walls.
Yeah.
Mold.
The what?
The mold.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the molded.
Uh-huh.
Well, when that keeps happening, I kept trying to run around them, because in every Resident Evil game I've ever played, you always try and run around stuff first, and then if it kills you, then you know that you need to kill it. Try to run around them, and they just seem to fucking keep getting me every single time, and then I kept dying, and I was like, this is fucking really annoying. So then upgraded my ammo, went in, shot them, and then they fucking kept coming back, and then realised that later on that if you run right past them, get that key, run right past, and into the door, then they all fucking disappear.
Yeah.
And I don't know, things like that just seemed like they were needlessly annoying, and not like old Resident Evil where it was creepy and, mildly annoying. This just seemed needlessly annoying. And sometimes at the start of the game, I felt like what's the main guy in it? The first boss.
Ethan.
Ethan.
The main character.
No.
Jack.
Jack, yeah.
The father.
I felt like Jack could fucking see you no matter where you were. Like, I was so glad after I killed him because he just, like, no matter where I was in the house, I just felt like he knew exactly where I was. Whereas Marguerite, you can easily hide from her. Like, if you take your time, you can hide from her, you can go around her and stuff like that. Whereas him, I just felt like he was far too, like, just knew exactly where I was. So I just felt like the game was a bit frustrating at times.
Yeah. I can actually see that. It does get. I can see where the frustration might actually creep in, and the fact with the mold as well that there's only 4 different variations of it. It's not that diverse when it comes to enemies.
Yeah, I didn't like that aspect either.
Yeah, because you've just got the standard mold, and then you've got the ones with this blade for an arm, and then you've got the crawler ones, and then you've got the vomiters. the vomiters.
I have another complaint as well.
Which is?
Well, did you find that your character doesn't really react to certain things?
Yeah.
For example, like when he gets his hand like spiked by a knife, he's just like, no, it's a knife. When she comes up the stairs. When she comes up the stairs, she stabs him with a knife, like through the hand.
He gets stabbed in the hand with a screwdriver just before she chops it off using a chainsaw.
Yeah, but that's after the moment I'm talking about. The moment when you go down the stairs and you first see that she's possessed by something, and she starts stabbing him, and then she stabs him through the hand, and he kind of looks and he pulls it out, and it's like, if that happened in real life, you would be screaming your head off. And also, when he finds his wife after her being disappeared for 4 years, he's just like nonchalant about the whole thing. He's just like, oh, hello. And then she gets taken again, and then he ends up like what he thinks is killing her with an axe to the neck, and he doesn't react. And there's several more instances later on as well.
She reminded me a lot of the character Mia from Evil Dead, because that's her name in the game, Mia. And she reminded me a lot, her mannerisms, the way she actually spoke, a lot of the character from Evil Dead. And the game itself borrows a lot from a load of different things, whether it be movies or other video games. So it takes ideas from PT, and it takes ideas from Outlast and previous Resident Evil games, Resident Evil Revelations with the last third of the game itself, even Resident Evil Gaiden as well, that it takes some ideas from on that front there. And in movies, like I said, Evil Dead, and in films of that ilk as well, it borrows a lot from different things, and I wouldn't say it actually does its own twists on it, because it never feels like it's something new. It just feels like a collection of loads of different ideas that they've seen Western culture and different cultures to see how they handle horror, and they thought, oh, we can turn that into a scene to add into a video game. We can do that into the game as well. So it feels like they're cobbled together.
It borrows really heavily from True Detective, like the very first shot where he's in the car driving through like Louisiana, and the camera goes up. It borrows very heavily the Southern family, Hick family, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also, he gets his hand cut off, and they put back on, and it's not that easy to just put a hand back on.
Yeah.
And he's fine. Like, he doesn't lose any feeling, movement. And then later on in the game, I don't know if you came across this, but there's a section where you have to solve a puzzle involving like morgue type drawers.
Yeah. I remember that.
And the last one comes out, and there's a mold, and he has a blade for an arm. And the first time I encountered it, he actually cut my leg off. And it was like, use the, the thing where the first aid kit, which is basically you pour like stuff over your wrist. It's so bad. And it was telling me to use that, and I was like, how the fuck is that going to help my severed leg? And it wouldn't let me do it. So then you actually have to crawl over and lift your leg and then pour it on. It makes no sense.
You do the same when you first encounter with Jack as well. He can take off your leg before you go down this this shaft in the ground, and you have to crawl to get the first aid bottle as well to pour it over yourself for your leg to miraculously reattach itself, rather than you having to hop around through the rest of the entirety of the game, which would have been interesting to actually do. It would have been funny. But nope, this miraculous medicine is able to actually meld skin back together and limbs back together. I love the fact that they also use a Fitbit. They give Ethan a Fitbit to stick on his arm, where the staple bits are.
That's just so he can keep himself, entertained. Make sure he's nice and fit whilst he's walking around the house.
Yeah. Getting scared, watching videotapes.
The videotape sections are cool. I like that.
Oh, yes, yeah, I did enjoy them, yeah.
Yeah, the first piece of DLC is out as well for PS4 owners, which is
supposed to be really good.
Yeah, it's Bedroom, which is an incident that occurs with Marguerite, where you play a different character and you're attached to a bed, and you've got to try to escape. You've also got Midnight, which is sort of like a wave kind of based survival mode, where you've got to survive like 6 hours with wave after wave of mold coming at you while you're collecting bits of metal. And then there's an extra difficulty mode added to that. So that's out on PS4 now. It's out on Xbox One and PC on the 21st of February. The second piece of DLC drops on the 14th of February. And that, again, launches on Xbox One on the 21st. The first piece of DLC, the bedroom stuff and the midnight stuff, does not play. You can't play it in VR. Whereas with the other stuff, you will be able to play it in VR.
Oh, fuck, I'll be playing it in VR.
Yeah, I've played some of it in VR.
I don't have a VR, but I'll do it.
I do. But yeah, because the VR stuff is exclusive to PS4 for a year. It's not coming out on Oculus and Vive until next year, next January. But yeah, I've played some of it in VR. You can only play it in, like, bits in VR. I wouldn't see it as a game where you can sit down for, like, a good, like, 3, 4, 5 hours and play a good chunk of it, or half of the game of it. You can only play so much because it's slightly disorientating. It's very effective in VR because it's proper movement around, so it's not like where you need to select where you move and then you teleport over to that, whereas a lot of games are used that. It seems to be in PlayStation VR. When you play games like Here They Lie or the stuff that's added to Tomb Raider, you've got full-on movement of the character and you actually move the VR headset around to move the camera around a bit. So it's got that full-on movement, but it's very disorientating if you've played it for too long, and you could probably end off vomiting all over the place. It's going to be pretty.
Yeah, another friend of ours, he played a good portion of it in VR, and he said the exact same, that it's too immersive at times. He got freaked out by it, so...
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good start to the year, video game-wise. I know you've got Nioh. I don't know how much you've played of Nioh.
Nothing. I came in from work and haven't had time, so...
Yeah, we're getting...
God damn you, full-time job.
We're starting to get like a stream of games now, so the next one, For Honor's out on the 14th. And so you've got Nioh as well, Nioh Automata. That's coming out soon, and the Switch is out soon as well, and there's more games coming out, so yeah, we're starting to get a stream one, but it's nice to actually kick off the year with a decent enough game with Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Just sticking on the Resident Evil stuff before going to the rest of the stuff that you've been playing, Shane, has any of you seen Resident Evil The Final Chapter?
Nah.
I don't intend to either.
Yeah, I reviewed the film because I went and saw it on Friday last week. I'm a sort of like I wouldn't say a big fan, but I'm a fan of the Resident Evil films. A couple of them are terrible. Retribution is not very good at all. I didn't like Retribution. I thought it started off really well, the series, but then it started to dwindle in quality. But they're completely brain-dead movies. You don't need to think about the films at all. The thing with The Final Chapter is, surprisingly, it's entertaining. It's entertaining, dumb fun. It's the best one out of the entirety of the series, of the Resident Evil films. But I came out after watching the film and I thought, you know what? That actually entertained me that for an hour and a half. And it was that was the kind of film I was wanting to see after seeing too many Oscar contender drama movies about racial abuse and all that kind of stuff. Just nice to actually see something where you can leave your brain at the door and just enjoy an hour and a half of, like, the sound is cranked up to 15 and your brains are seeping out of your ears, but it's enjoyable. It's very enjoyable. It's got an interesting couple of twists in it as well. But yeah, it is the best one, and it looks pretty decent as well. He uses a lot of practical effects in the film rather than using a lot of CGI. It's got the biggest budget out of the rest of the Resident Evil films, $40 million. So none of the Resident Evil films was made for more than $40 million. And the whole series itself has made $1 billion, the movies. So at least it's made money for Sony on that front there. But yeah, it's a good way to actually sort of like tie in with Resident Evil 7. Going to see the film. Anyway, Shane, anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, I went back while I was waiting on, because I had a few games pre-ordered for like last week and this week. I went back to finish. Well, before Resident Evil 7, I had finished Life is Strange. I played through the entirety of that. I had it for a year. I bought it on release on disc form, the special edition, back in January of 2015. A friend of mine had been like at me to play it for ages and ages and ages, and I put it on the back burner, and then just the time was right. Just before Christmas, I put it in, started to play it. So I finished all that. Brilliant game. Brilliant. Loved it. I totally finished it. There's no trophies or anything to get, but I will go back to it at some stage just to play through it again. It's one of those games. It's made it into like stuff like Firewatch and whatnot that I just love playing every once in a while just to get into that mood. Have either of you played it?
Nope.
Yes.
All of it?
Yes.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because I can't remember it, but I know I've played it.
Okay. So yeah, I started off well. I've actually got into a really gaming mood this last while. Like at this time of the year, I maybe would have played like 2 or 3 games and maybe finished 1, 2 of them. But I actually have finished about 4 or 5 games already this year. So yeah, Resident Evil 7, and then I went back to play Resident Evil 0.
Yeah.
God, that's a frustrating game. Oh my god, the controls, like I don't mind the tank controls. That's how I grew up playing Resident Evil. I grew up at a time where I played Resident Evil on release, and
Same.
2 and 3 and all the rest of them. So I don't mind the tank controls, but oh god, that game. And they redesigned it so that there is no loot boxes. You just drop the stuff. And oh, that was just so frustrating as well, because you drop stuff like earlier in the map, and then if you want it like later on, you have to backtrack. Like I nearly lost my grenade launcher going into the final battle. I needed it, and I was going to do the final battle without it. God, I could not have done it, and I had to backtrack at least a good hour to get it again, because of a stupid like boss battle that ended up, cutting off half of the map that I needed to like use a shortcut later on to get to. There's that, and then if you drop stuff and then you want to pick it up again, you have to angle it right, so it takes maybe a good 30 seconds to pick it up again. And then they've added, well, I'm sure you know this, it's no game, they added the whole thing where you like switch between 2 characters, so they have puzzles designed around that, and that was frustrating. But I was doing it on hard. I'm actually quite proud that I finished on the hard, because I went into the last boss battle with very limited ammo, and I did it maybe 3-4 times, and I thought to myself, I can't do this, I'm going to have to restart it again and just conserve ammo.
Yeah.
But I kept at it, and I eventually finished it with 0 ammo. Like, the last part of the game is you have to distract the boss while your other character turns some levers, and the way I did it was I just run up to it until I got its attention and then run away. That's how I had to finish the game.
It's Billy and Rebecca, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the story's shit too. It was one of those games, like when it first came out in the GameCube, and I didn't have the GameCube, and I was a massive Resident Evil fan.
It was part of Capcom's exclusive 5 on the GameCube. Resident
Which
Evil 0.
There was never 5, I don't think.
There was supposed to 5. The last one, Dead Phoenix, it didn't get released, so there was supposed to be 5, because Beautiful Joe was one of them. PNO3 was the other one. There was this Resident Evil 0, and there was another one. I can't remember what the other one was. PNO3, Beautiful Joe, Resident Evil 0. There was another one, and Dead Phoenix was the final one, but Dead Phoenix never saw the light of day.
Well, like I said, I was a massive Resident Evil fan, was still am. And I'd played all those games, and I always yearned to play it. So this was the perfect opportunity, because I got it on a disc with the remake of Resident Evil. So I just needed to get it out of my system and play the game and say that I had finished it. It's the last Resident Evil game out of the main games that I wanted to play. I don't want to play 6.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to play 6.
No, you don't.
So I'm gonna let that gestate for a while and then go back to it and start mopping up achievements afterward because I have a lot of stuff to play at the moment.
Yeah, even if you find a ROM of Resident Evil Gaiden, you don't want to play that one either.
I also got Hitman Season 1 on disc.
Yeah.
Yes. I've not through any fault of the game. I'm still on the first mission, or the first episode, because it's so much fun doing every opportunity and every like scenario and killing people in that game.
Is that the one?
It's just so much fun.
Oh, it's a place called Sapienza or something like that. I
yeah,
don't know.
that part. It was originally released in episodic form, and they've released it on disc. And a part of the episodes do take place in Paris.
Yeah.
And what were we saying?
Sapienza.
Yeah. But the first mission is like a training mission on like a yacht, and I just have finished it at the moment last night. But I went through it all, just doing the different scenarios. Like you can kill one of your targets by disguising yourself as a mechanic and rigging an ejector seat in a jet, and killing them that way. It's just so much fun. And then there are different ways that you can do things, like grab poison on the yacht, spike the guy's drink, go to the bathroom before he gets there, hide in the locker, wait till he comes in and he's vomiting his guts up, and then come out behind him and drown him in the toilet. Now, I did a variation of that where you can pick up a remote bomb. So before he got to the bathroom, I put the bomb into the toilet, hid in the locker, come out behind him as he was vomiting, exited the door, and then detonated the bomb. And then all his guards flooded in with him, and they gave me the distraction to go to the helicopter.
Yeah,
that's how cool that game is. It's awesome, and I mean, I understood, like, at the time. This is the first Hitman game I've ever played, believe it or not. And a friend of mine had got the first episode, and he didn't really think a lot of it. And he had played previous Hitman games, so I never thought I would ever get it. But then I started hearing like people saying it was their game of the year, like podcasts I listened to, so it made me take notice. So I had to get it, and I'm very happy that I did.
It's funny, Shane. I done pretty much the similar thing to you. I poisoned the guy, went and hid in the bathroom, and was like, "Where the fuck is he?" And he went in a different bathroom.
Really?
I was just sitting in there for like fucking 5 minutes. He went to a different bathroom. I was like, "This is epic," and I had to figure another way to kill him.
That's bizarre, but that's also really clever. Like that actually changes.
Yeah. So like it's just little things, like if there's somebody in his way, he'll just go to a different bathroom.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's all the different ways on that are fantastic. There's one of achievement just to blow them up, like blow the two guys up at the same time. And I just chucked like the remote bomb in through the window and just ran up to the helicopter and blew it up and killed them and just got straight in the helicopter. I don't care if I'm seen, but I mean, you can't really. The last Hitman game you could go through just shooting everybody if you wanted to, but you can't really do that here because guns are pretty useless.
Yeah, you've got your silenced pistol, but this is probably one of those games I find that it doesn't really appeal to me just to go around shooting. I want to do the clever stuff. I want to like use the garrote or use the poison or the creative ways of killing people. It makes it more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you on Parachute?
No, like I said, I just finished the yacht. I think I'm just about to head to Paris.
Awesome.
I just killed Jesper Knight in various different ways, so I think I'm just going into that section.
Can't wait till you meet Helmut Kruger.
Yeah, I keep on hearing a ton about this Helmut Kruger character.
He's just a brilliant character. He's he's a tiny side character, but he makes a big, massive impact.
Yeah.
I actually think I heard a lot of people say that didn't Giant Bomb have him as their like possible character of the year?
I think they actually made him the character of the year, Helmut Kruger.
So that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to do that. And then as Stu was saying, I posted on my Twitter the day that I got Nioh.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a big Souls fan, Soul series and Bloodborne fan, so I'm really looking forward to that. And that game kind of came out, it was on my radar because they had, touted it as like a Souls type game, but it was from not Ninja Theory,
Team Ninja.
Team Ninja, and I was never really a big fan of them. I liked Ninja Gaiden, but not to the degree that I like a lot of other games. So I kind of fell out. But then I seen the reviews and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get it. The reviews have been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, which is scaring me a tad. I've never played any of the Dark Souls or Demon Souls, or I've not played Bloodborne as well, and I've decided to buy it, so I'm probably in for a world of hate or hurt.
Quite possibly.
Hate for myself for trying to play this game, and hurt because I'm going to attempt to try and stream just a smidgen of it, because I don't want to probably try to stream the entirety of the game, because I've been hearing it can take up to 100 hours to do a lot of the stuff, because there's a ton of stuff to do in the game. So I don't know if I've got the patience for 100 hours.
Yeah.
1 million hours.
All that.
And then, that'll probably be the last AAA game I get for until April. Horizon's on the horizon. Haha.
Which is March 1st.
April 1st, is it?
March 1st.
Is it March? Okay, then March.
It's out 2 days before the Switch.
March then. I thought it was April. Well, I knew it was March, but for some reason I thought April. Yeah, so it's the 1st of March, and then I don't know. I've talked all about this. I get a feeling that could be a solid 7 game, 7 out of 10. There's something telling me it's not going to be the great game we thought it was going to be. Do you remember No Man's Sky and the feelings I had about it beforehand?
Yeah, but the difference between No Man's Sky and this is when we were hearing a lot of publications was getting their hands on with No Man's Sky outside of E3 and the limited things that they were able to actually do with it, they weren't overly impressed. They were starting to get a lot less impressed with the game, whereas I've heard hands-on with Horizon Zero Dawn saying that it is still a very strong game from what they've played, because somewhere where I've heard they've played an extra hour of the game itself, and mechanically and how it controls and structurally, it's very solid. So it's sort of got my hopes still at the level where they were at when I first saw the game at E3 of last year. So I am eager to play this. It's just that I'm going to be skint on those 3 days, because I've got the Switch coming, I've got Breath of the Wild coming, and I want Horizon Zero Dawn. So,
well, I have a funny feeling it's going to be really repetitive, and if that's the case, I'm actually going to hold off and wait for reviews before I get that game. One game that I had definitely thoughts on not getting, and now I am after playing the beta with a couple of friends, is Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah.
And I had such good fun playing co-op with friends that I am going to get that. And that's out, I think, the following week after Horizon. So I've quite a bit to play in the future.
Yeah.
It was really good. I'll wait till we get Dal, because he'll probably talk about playing it.
You might as well talk about it now, actually.
Okay. How much fun was Wildlands?
It was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I did not.
It's out on March 7th. Ghost Recon Wildlands.
7th of March. Yeah, I didn't. I thought it would be okay. I got access to the closed beta, handed some over to Shane, and we're good friend Matt. Would we say good friend? Or would we say okay?
Kind of hanger on, maybe?
Yeah. That prick, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we and then I didn't think I was going to play it because my plans had changed for the weekend. So I eventually got a chance to play it on Sunday, and holy fuck, it was a hell of a lot of fun. Considering that the game is pretty sparse, the beta was pretty sparse. I mean, I don't know how long you guys had played it, but you'd finished the actual.
Yeah, there's 6
missions.
6 missions, and me and Matthew had finished it over the couple of days. There's quite other side stuff to do that we didn't really get into. But it gave you. I think it. I said this the other night. It did its job, because I went into that game not really fussed, and now I want the game to be out so I can start playing it again.
I'm still not
Yeah,
fussed because I didn't get the chance to play the beta at all. I wasn't given a key. I didn't get a code for it, so I have not played it. So I'm
sure there'll be an open beta before it's released. I
well,
mean, because
it's only out in a couple of weeks' time, so I doubt they will actually do that. To be honest, now.
Yeah, but For Honor's open beta's tomorrow starts tomorrow, and that game's out like what, next week, the week after.
It's out 14th.
Yeah, so like the open beta is only this weekend.
And I've watched a couple of videos on Wildlands anyway, and I think it looks very average, to be honest. So it looks a lot like Mercenaries.
I think looking at it, because I looked at a couple of videos, I watched a couple of videos on Twitch, and I was like, it looks all right. But I think when you get either a well-oiled machine, which is a team that are just going in and wrecking everything, or you get a team like us who are a bunch of bumbling idiots who just so happen to work their way out of situations, I think it can be really fun. I get the sort of vibe that it might be like the Division, whereas I don't think it's going to be as repetitive as the Division, but I get the feeling that it's going to be, if you do not have friends to play this with, this is not going to be a good game. But if you've got a bunch of friends that you can get on and have a laugh with, this is going to be really, really good.
Well, I've got my hand up there because if I got this, I doubt I would actually have people to play with it. So that's maybe the one thing that's actually, maybe it's the one thing that is actually putting me off from it. Because
hello, you could play with us.
I look at it and go, you know what? I don't know when there are going to be people who would actually be on for me to play it, and if I could actually be bothered or whatever. So I probably
come play with us, Stu. Come play with us.
Yeah, come play with us. No, but like, see, I totally agree with that. Like, I said to them, like, unless they were going to be on to play it, because Matthew has other commitments, because he's actually about to release a game on Steam, and you know, Al has his life. And then there's just me. So unless they were going to be playing it like a lot, I wasn't going to get it, but they assure me they are. But like, if you get it, you can come and play with it. As Al said, like, it's the funny moments, like just driving to situations and getting into shit, or the whole thing going to pot. But then it's the times where actually things come together. Like, there was a section which I put up on my YouTube channel, where I was like sniping from like a ridge while them two were like taking out people on the ground, and it was the best moment I've had in gaming for a long time.
I think that was one of those moments because like I had the drone up and I was marking enemies, and then you were fucking taking them out, and then Matt was on the ground taking guys out, and it was just like, it's one of those things like, that's cool, that's something.
Yeah, I was just like, Matt, what are you doing? He was just like, Matt stuff.
Just out of curiosity, it sounds like you said, the game works better when you've got a team that sort of like gels. So you've got like different tasks each one of you can actually do. So you might need somebody who's like a sniper, but then you'll need somebody who's more closer to the scene. So it sounds a lot like Operation Flashpoint. I don't know if you've played that. I know Operation Flashpoint is a much more serious game, but you needed like different people to work on different things rather than three of you work on exactly the same kind of thing. So
Flashpoint for me was one of those games where on paper it sounds amazing, like you want to do all this shit, and then when you play it, it's just like you get popped from like 2 miles away by someone, and it's just like, I hate this game.
Well, I was fine with that because the few people who I did play Operation Flashpoint with, one guy, he was obsessed with sniping. So every single first-person shooter that he played, he was always the sniper. So we knew we had that area covered, and so he was the sniper, and he was able to actually pop them off like 5 miles away rather than them, for us to get close, for them to actually do that with us. So I was fine with that when it came to Operation Flashpoint.
Yeah, I prefer sniping. I enjoy all aspects, but I do enjoy sniping. But like in that situation, Matt, our other friend, like he would prefer like going in on the ground and stuff like that. Al, I think, is a bit of everything, and then I preferred to like lie on the ridge and pop them from far away, and we were communicating and just having the crack. It's just that sort of game, and like, I don't know how many people can actually play the co-op. Is it 3 or 4 or 5 or 4?
4 altogether. Yeah.
Yes. So like, if you did decide on getting it, you do have people to play with. So
what I find interesting as well is it seems to be that those kind of games has made a bit more of a comeback, because if you look at the games like the Call of Duties, things like that, it just seems to be a lot of people are weaning away from them. They need something a bit more meaty there when it comes to multiplayer in games now. And these cooperative games like The Division or Wildlands or games of that ilk, Overwatch even as well, you need to have a team that works together properly rather than a completely disjointed group.
I don't know so much because Shane's like, oh, I can do a bit of both. No, I usually just fucking run in and
drop the dynamite to me and I'll blow the fuckers out of this place, kind of thing.
Pretty much, I just run in, shoot everybody, and then go, oh fuck, I'm in over my head. Someone needs to save me.
I really hope there's bits in it where you can, like, the three of us are like in a truck going to the destination, and two of us hop out, fill the back full of C4, and one drives it in, hops out, and makes a run for it while we blow it up. I hope there's stuff like that.
All the while, Creedence Clearwater Revival are playing.
Yes. It's sort of, it really like brings to mind, you know, like the crew from Bad Company, you know, Battlefield Bad Company, that sort of thing. You smell very clean.
It sounds like, Al, you're more like the Dave Lister thing. You remember when Lister in Red Dwarf and the polymorph?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're more like that. And I'm more like Rimmer when he is more like the pacifist kind of guy who wants to create flyers and hand them out and have like a meeting or whatever. Going, no, well, let's talk about things.
Does that mean Shane's Crichton?
No, actually, I'm probably a combination of all four characters. But
Shane, you're Holly.
I like how Stu like puts coward in such a different way. He's a pacifist.
Yeah.
Rimmer was the biggest coward.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I'll be getting it as well.
Has any of you played any of the For Honor closed beta? Because I know they were giving out keys with that. Or are you going to jump on to the open beta to see what that's actually like?
Yeah, no, I'll jump on the open beta just to see what it's like. I don't know. From what I've heard, I don't think it's going to be a game that I think it's going to be a game that you need to put a lot of time in to be good at.
Yeah.
And very like slow gameplay. So I'm not too sure. I'll see how it is.
I'll probably play a bit of it as well. Just because it is like an open beta, I'll give it a bash. But everything I've been reading is not for me. I don't think, like, all about partying and all sorts. It's just too much effort for me.
Yeah. Anything else games wise?
No, that's everything I've been playing.
What about you, Al? Anything games wise you want to add to that list?
Oh well, we spoke about Resident Evil 7. We spoke about Wildlands, Hitman. I've been playing Dishonored 2. Got that for Christmas. I'm really enjoying it.
That game is so last year.
It is very last year. In fact, it's probably forgotten about by most people by now, I imagine. But I've actually really been enjoying it. I thought it's been a fairly good game. I reckon it's better than the first game. And I know a lot of people didn't love the first game, but I like the aesthetic. I like the idea. Sort of went off of it a wee bit for a while there because I was just playing too many stealth games. And as much as I like stealth games, sometimes I just want to go in guns blazing and not give a fuck. But yeah, no, I've been really, really enjoying it, playing through as Emily because, you know, I played Corvo in the first game. I might as well play as a new character. The powers are cool. The way you kill people is cool. I'm just going through playing it. I started playing it as Ghost. I just wanted to not be seen by anyone. And then I think I'm major chaos now. I'm just like fucking killing everyone.
How long did it take for that to start happening before you went, you know what, I can't handle this anymore?
You start off in Dunwall and then you go to a new city. It was about an hour into the new city. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to kill everybody. I hate them all.
But that's what's so good about Dishonored, though. I know I played through a lot of Dishonored, the first one. I have not played Dishonored 2, but it's a game where you can pretty much sort of like play it any way you want to, depending on the style, the way you normally play those kind of games.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you can either go and just kill everybody if you like, or you can. I mean, it's going to give you the worst ending, but hey, fuck it, doesn't matter.
Mix it up.
Or you can go really stealth. Yeah. And do you know what is a surprise? One of the other games I've been playing is Sunset Overdrive.
I've played like half an hour of that game.
I have it, but I've never touched it. Like you guys know, I don't really touch my Xbox One now, but it's sitting there.
Yeah, but I bought an Xbox One S, and I was like, I should buy a game for it that's only for this. And I bought Halo collection, which I've not played yet.
Oh, I have it, so we can play it co-op on Halo 5.
Gears 4.
And it
touched it yet.
My friend's got that. He's actually got my Xbox One S, to be honest. He's playing FIFA 17 and Gears 4.
What? Get it back. We can all play Gears 4 and Halo.
No, I've got more interesting stuff with PS4 at the moment, so...
That's the problem. I bought an Xbox One because I was like, do you know what? Gears has come out now. The backwards compatibility stuff's brilliant. And Halo I should probably jump into because I've never fucking played a Halo game. So I was like, I should. Do you know what? I'm just going to get it because I like Dead Rising as well. I'm going to do that. I've got it. It sat there. I turned it on. I played Sunset Overdrive for about 2 hours, and I've not fucking touched it since.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. There's just like Shane and Matt. I play with them most of the time, and they're on PS4, and I've just got loads of games on the PS4, so I don't see a point. But Sunset Overdrive,
the one who did Sunset Overdrive, weren't they?
Yeah, and it's an alright game so far. It's quite fun.
They've gone back to the PlayStation family again because they're doing the exclusive Spider-Man game, which is out this year.
Spider-Man.
So that's going to be interesting, isn't it? The Spider-Man game is exclusively on PS4, nothing else. Just like Nioh, that's a PS4 exclusive. It's not even coming out on PC.
Oh, I was actually wondering that this week. I think I asked someone.
You did, yes.
Fucking Sony's killing it on their exclusives.
Yeah. So and there's a lot more. I just found it's funny that I've not written it down as news, but the head of gaming at Microsoft turned around and said that 2017 is going to be the best year on Xbox One for first party games. And I'm looking at it going, well, you've got Halo Wars 2 out next week. You've got Crackdown 3 at the end of the year, which is probably going to launch alongside Project Scorpio. And I couldn't think of anything else coming from Microsoft.
Unless there's stuff that they've kept under wraps. But I actually thought this year... I thought this year in general for games was going to be a bit thin, but then when I heard about Nioh getting good reviews, and I just remembered a few other things that are coming out, and I thought, oh yeah, it could be a good year.
Yeah, and like you said, we've still got E3 as well, and there are other games that we might be surprised at, but still, Microsoft's list was like 8 exclusives on Xbox One, whereas PS4 has 40 exclusives at least. So, is that it games-wise, Al?
I think so. I've just been. I finally bought Overwatch for PS4, so I've been.
Oh yeah.
Getting to grips with playing it with a controller.
Yeah, because Shane, you're the Overwatch player mostly out of us when it comes to PS4 anyway. But have you tried any of the Chinese New Year stuff?
It actually got me back onto it. I think I'm at level 73 now.
Isn't there like a capture the flag kind of mode or something like that in it?
Yeah, capture the rooster.
Well, I know I've just read that they're actually rolling that fully into the game itself, so it's going to be a permanent mode.
Yes, I actually read that today as well. It's another event to try and like keep people playing the game and bring people back, but like the stuff that I'm getting are all like the loot stuff. When you think about it, you're playing Overwatch really for what, why? It's not. It's whatever trophies you've got is that there, and new characters are introduced, but it doesn't really give you an incentive to play it. It's the same thing. It's very sparse on modes when you really look at it, unless you're a competitive gamer and playing like ranked.
It still gets the views though when it's shown on Twitch, and it still gets the views on YouTube as well, especially tournaments. They don't obviously rival like League of Legends and stuff like that when it comes to viewing figures on Twitch, because they can reach hundreds of thousands, but it's still getting like 10,000 plus when it comes to tournaments to view on Twitch. So they must be doing something right with the game for it to keep that longevity there, and by the looks of things, it's not going to stop.
Well, you see, it's one of them games like League of Legends where it has that diverse cast of characters, and it has grabbed people's attention with people that wouldn't have necessarily played that sort of stuff on PC, and now it's on console. People that maybe never would have played Team Fortress back in the day on 360 or whatnot. And
which, by the way, have you ever played Team Fortress on a console, on an Xbox 360 controller, on Xbox 360?
Fucking awful.
It was really horrible because my PC isn't the best when it comes to gaming, but I had played Team Fortress 2 on my PC, and just how manic it is on PC. But when you play it as part of the Orange Box, it was so sluggish.
It was. Yeah. It was horrible. I don't know why anybody wanted to play it on Xbox.
No, it's just one of those games that has really, again, there's a lot more people playing it when I first got it on release. As you say, it has grown and it's still holding the figures and whatnot, but unless they do something like later on, it's never going to be a World of Warcraft beater. It's not going to keep the people going unless they start diversifying their modes. They got rid of Lucio Ball. I don't understand why they can't keep the party games. When Lucio Ball was released for the Olympics, me and my friends were went away from playing quick play, the shooting aspect of the game, the capture stuff, and we were playing Lucio Ball non-stop, and then we found Rocket League.
Rocket League.
But Al said, he bought it. I had got back to playing it because of the Chinese New Year stuff, so we've been playing a wee bit of that as well. There's nothing really to say. It's Overwatch.
Yeah, yep. The only thing I want to add video games wise that I've touched upon is that there's a mobile game called Solitarica.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Which is on, it's free on Android, but there's adverts. They're not intrusive adverts, but it's free on Android. Or it's you can buy it for $3.99 to get rid of the adverts. Or if you want to play it on iOS, you have to actually buy it. There is no free version. So there is just a non-advert $3.99 version of the game itself. It's solitaire, but adding class systems to solitaire, it's addictive as heck. You've got 16 different stages, and then on the 17th stage there's a boss battle against it. But it is just like playing solitaire, but it's so addictive. I can't stop actually putting that down. So when I'm watching YouTube videos or Twitch streams or whatever, I'm just sitting there with my tablet playing Solitarica. So yeah, definitely get it on Android if you've got an Android device, because it like I said, the ads aren't that intrusive. They're not that bad at all. To be honest, it's not as annoying as when you play some games where you might be able to do 2 levels and then all of a sudden you get an ad, and then another 2 levels and you get an ad. It doesn't do that with Solitarica, but yeah, definitely play that. So that's been wasting a lot of my time apart from Resident Evil 7. That's all I've actually been playing, video games wise. Anything of note that you have been watching?
Oh God, who wants to start? Because I can start.
If you want to.
Films wise, Al recommended a film last time that we were talking called Take Shelter, which is from the same director who did
Midnight Special.
Midnight Special. I keep
Jeff Nichols.
Yeah.
Whose new film Loving's out in the cinema now.
Really?
Yeah, Loving. He's directed.
Well, it's not on those 2 films.
No, it's a drama. It's Joel Edgerton and Ruth Negga. It's about
Ruth Negga?
Couple. Yeah.
Oh, I like Ruth Negga.
It's about an interracial couple who after being married, they go back to where they lived, and they're told that their marriage is pretty much null and void, so they get hounded. And so it's about the historical court case which turned around the law stopping black people marrying white people. It's got a lot of buzz at this year's Oscars. Jeff Nichols wrote and directed it.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Midnight Special was
I'm a genius at destroying the buzz, aren't
I? Midnight Special was one of my favourite films from last year. I think we talked about that last time. So Take Shelter I really enjoyed as well. It's Michael Shannon, who I love. Shag Wiggum, who I love. Jessica Chastain, who I love. It was great cast, great story, great special effects for a film that I'd never fucking heard of. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. I think I'll leave that one to last.
Jessica Chastain, by the way, is going to be in the Division movie, along with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay, don't bring the mood down. I like Jake Gyllenhaal as well.
Sorry. He's in that new film called Life, isn't he? With Ryan Reynolds.
Yes! I'm looking forward to Life. Not real life, but the film.
Wasn't there an Eddie Murphy film as well called Life, where he was in prison?
Yes. Him and Matthew Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good film, that.
There's some funny bits in it.
Yeah.
Is it Mark Lawrence? Mark Lawrence? Matthew
Oh,
Lawrence?
yeah, Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence.
Mark Lawrence? Is it? No, Mark Lawrence is oh, fuck it.
Martin
Lawrence from Bad Boys.
Martin.
Guys, finally seen Girl with All the Gifts.
Uh-huh.
Why are people asking? Yes. Why are people asking for the Last of Us movie when they have Girl with All the Gifts? It's so close to that. You know, I think either or Naughty Dog or whoever made Girl with All the Gifts should be suing the other one for copyright.
Well, The Girl with All the Gifts is based on a novel.
Yes, but it was being written at the time that the game came out.
It's just a lot of getting ideas from it. Colin McCarthy is the director of The Girl with All the Gifts. So they should just hire him to do the Last of Us movie. The
guy that wrote the book, he writes a lot of comic books. I'm a big fan of his. Yeah. But yeah, oh, what a great film. I tweeted about it when I seen it. It was awesome. Loved it. The ending was a bit fucked.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty funny considering like you guys, it sounds like you guys are saying Girl with All the Gifts. So
we talked about this before. I mean, I've seen this one about the confused John Travolta.
That's getting released alongside the Emoji movie, Girl with All the Gifts.
Can't wait for the Emoji movie.
But the guy who directed it, he's done episodes of things like Peaky Blinders and Doctor Who as well. He did episodes of Spooks, and so he's got more like TV kind of stuff. He did Dream Team as well. If anybody can actually remember that on Sky One.
On Sky One.
Yeah, he directed some of that and Footballers' Wives. So it's an interesting departure from something like Dream Team and Footballers' Wives to The Girl with All the Gifts.
Right. So
emphasizing gifts.
Highly recommend that film. Seen La La Land? I don't get the hype. I really don't. There's a couple of good scenes, and I love Emma Stone, but it doesn't deserve all the accolades it's getting. I don't think, anyway.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Like, there's a scene where she requests. Well, he's a serious musician, and she's like a Hollywood party, and he's like playing in like this really shitty cover band and like a key guitar, and she requests, just to piss him off, that the band play A Flock of Seagulls, I Ran, which is quite funny. And that was like one of the only few scenes that I actually liked about the film.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling hasn't got the best kind of voice for the film compared to like Emma Stone in the movie, because there is a scene which involves Emma Stone singing a song, and she's got a beautiful voice. But hearing Ryan Gosling singing City of Stars, it's not like the best kind of thing for your ears. But yeah,
it's a lovely voice.
Exactly. It's nominated for 14 Oscars. It can't win them all because it's nominated twice in one category. So yeah, it'll probably win them the ones that it's nominated in. But I can see where you're coming from on it.
I really hope it doesn't win like best film, because like I actually haven't seen the other films that have been nominated, but there is another film that I have seen in the weeks that I haven't been talking to you. And I think it deserves it. If Arrival doesn't win, I don't know if it's nominated. And I think it's a fucking travesty that Amy Adams isn't up for Best Actress.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, the other film was Manchester by the Sea, which is amazing. I laughed. There was dark moments in that film that had funny bits in it that made me laugh, but as I said, dark moments. I was in tears in some places. I had chills in the scene. Yes, towards the end, whenever he meets Michelle Williams and they're standing outside wherever it was, talking, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, it was just amazing, that scene.
Yeah.
Go on.
For me, there is something in there that runs through the entirety of the movie that spoils the movie at times.
The kid?
No, the music.
Okay.
The score of the film itself is so off-putting at times. It does there's the Adagio with G, and it's like a 12-minute instrumental piece, and the entirety of it is actually played. The 12 minutes is the full 12 minutes is played, and it spoils part of that scene. It would have been fine to play like a few minutes of it, but not the full one. So it's bleeding into other scenes, and it just doesn't fit. And a lot of the score does not fit with what's happening, so it's very distracting.
I didn't really get that. Maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe a little twig with me, but yeah, if Arrival doesn't win Best Film of the Year, I think Manchester by the Sea. If La La Land wins, which I can see it winning because it's the Academy and they're douches.
Yeah,
but
they are.
So I have two other films that I've seen that had major impact on me. I love both. In fact, I'd nearly say they're interchangeable with one and two of my favorite films that I've seen so far this year. I'll leave the last one until the end because I know Al has seen it as well. I think you've seen it. So the other one that I'm going to talk about, which I can't really talk about because Al hasn't seen it, is Split.
Yep, I've seen that.
Right? So I'm actually I'm not an apologist for Shyamalan's films. I actually really love them. There are ones that are better than others. I love The Village. I love The Sixth Sense. Signs, I think, is a good film. He really started to come back with he was a producer on the TV series. What was it?
Oh, that found footage sort of like thing on the boat and stuff like that.
No. It was one with Matt Dillon. Oh man. Well, anyway, it was really good.
Is that Wayward Pines?
Yes, Wayward Pines. He was a producer on Wayward Pines. It was really, really good.
TV show is shit.
I loved it. And then
pish.
He'd kind of like dropped off a lot of people's radars because of like The Last Airbender and Lady in the Water and whatnot. But then he did a really cracking horror film within the last couple of years called The Visit.
That's a terrible film.
I loved it.
Right, so both of you are talking pish now. You're saying Wayward Pines is good, pish. You're saying The Visit's bad, pish.
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad, that film. It's
no,
really
I really
annoying.
enjoyed it. I really liked it. And then, okay, so I'd seen the trailers for this. I'd seen hints of McAvoy's performance, and I thought this is going to be really good. And then I went to see it. My favorite film of Shyamalan's probably Unbreakable because I'm a big comic book person. Okay, followed by The Sixth Sense, followed by probably The Village, and then The Visit. And then I went to see Split. Now Split would probably be, I would say, maybe third favorite, fourth now. Really good film. His performance deserves to be recognised at the Oscars. It's not going to be, but it deserves it.
Yeah, he definitely isn't be because he's not part of the 5 nominated for Best Actor.
Yeah, but McAvoy is amazing in that movie.
As a matter of fact, Split is not nominated at all, yet Suicide Squad is.
Oh, fuck.
Suicide Squad can say it's an Oscar-nominated film.
So bad. No, but he's really good in the movie. And as a whole, like, on its own merit, it's a really good movie, right? But then it plays its trump card at the end. Oh, God, I said Trump. It plays its, like, key card at the end.
Poor Trump.
Yeah.
With its twist. And I left. At first, it didn't actually. I thought, oh, yeah, really cool. Nice wee nod. Because I thought the twist was what do you think is the ending to the movie? And I was like, oh, that's a poor twist. And then it plays just after the credits, or just at the start of the credits. And then as I walked out of the cinema, it like hit me what it actually was, like what it could mean. And I know I've said this before, but I had chills. I thought, oh shit, that is brilliant. And I raved about it, and Al, you need to see that movie so we can talk about it.
Maybe this weekend. Maybe this weekend.
Jesus, it is so good. So yeah, and then the last one that I seen, I think all three of us had seen, was Lego Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez. Just, the title cards where he's talking over them?
Yeah.
I was crying with laughter.
Every important movie starts with a black screen.
But it's when it got to the DC thing, and like I'm a major DC fan, and I'm a comics fan, but I really hate like Marvel movie fans who talk shit about DC when they really have no need. And just the way that he takes the piss out of DC, he's like, oh, DC Comics, the house that Batman built. I was in stitches.
Yeah, I had an argument with Andy because I said that Will Arnett is the best movie Batman, and he said nope, and I went yep, definitely. You need to see the Lego Batman movie to actually get that. And yeah, because Christian Bale is wooden. He's a good Batman, but he's very wooden. Ben Affleck is very wooden. I think pretty much every single performance of Batman, apart from Michael Keaton in a way, has been very wooden. Whereas with Will Arnett, he's very blocky, and I know he has to do the voice of it, no pun intended there. I know he has to do the voice of it, but it's just how genius he is from beginning to end of that film.
Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, it's two different characters that they play on screen, the live-action guys. I mean, Bale was a good Bruce Wayne. He has to be that certain Batman, but it's hard to act as Batman. But, yeah, I think Bale gets a lot of goodwill because of his co-stars, in particular Ledger. I think Affleck is going to be he's a very, very good Bruce Wayne. That scene where he arrives at the Luthor Gala and is talking to Clark Kent is a great scene. He's a brilliant Bruce Wayne in that movie. I think he's going to be a great Batman. He's bringing a lot more humor to it than Bale ever did. But I think you're right in terms... Well, if you're going to go for voice, I mean, no one's ever going to touch...
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy. But yeah, Arnett's able to bring more humor to it, so I think it's classed as characterization. But yeah, Arnett is amazing. He's very, very good in this.
Yeah. It's a hell of a funny film.
I actually laughed the whole way through the movie, which is you can't say a lot about comedies nowadays.
Watching that film, I actually did finally find out that I do have a funny bone, that I do actually laugh at humour. So yeah, it did made me giggle. I'm reviewing it surprisingly because on the Monday Movie Show I do animated films, but it's the first superhero film that I've reviewed in the cinema section because Andy does all superhero movies. And I don't. I normally stay away from them because I'll just probably say I hate it. So I'm going to be reviewing it. But yeah, I really like the Lego Batman movie.
It's a clean slate. We all love it.
Yeah. Al, any films you want to add to that list?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, if anything I've seen that's not fucking really old.
Even though seen Hacksaw Ridge.
Yes, I have. Yeah, wait to see that. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't think it was brilliant. I thought it was a film that very much is very much in the guise of American Sniper. So the problem I had with American Sniper is it's like two films. One part of it works and one part of it doesn't. The Iraq stuff works, the stuff in America doesn't. Whereas with Hacksaw Ridge, I felt like the stuff at the start of the film, the first hour, didn't work for me at all. Whereas the stuff at Hacksaw Ridge itself, it's Mel Gibson just in visceral form, and he's enjoying himself there. And you can definitely tell that he's enjoying himself there. That's where a lot of the power comes from the film itself. Just the first hour was just tedious for me.
I thought the first hour set up fairly well, and then I thought as soon as it got to the war stuff was fantastic. But I felt like we needed to set up the character and who he was and what he stood for, rather than just getting straight to war.
Yeah, I didn't want him to do that, but I think it could have been...
I was going to do the exact same.
I didn't want that to happen. I wanted a lot more character from him. I just felt like there wasn't enough there. There just was. It was just very lackadaisical. It was very simplistic. Considering the story itself, I just think that could have done the guy a bit more justice. And under the guys, I think... What's so funny about the word justice?
No, it's not. It's just someone sent me a video.
Oh God, you're not watching another kind of video about the guy punching out a kangaroo again or something like that, are you?
No, it's a Ben Affleck video.
Okay.
I don't like to look at them apples at all.
What are we gonna do?
No, because I wasn't with a hooker last night.
Stop watching videos while recording stuff, especially when they're live. So anything else movie-wise?
I seen Hidden Figures on Monday. I thought that was really good.
Enjoyed that? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. Brought a light to like a situation that's so fucked up. I mean, when you think like how bad racial tensions are in the USA and how bad they've pretty much always been, but then you look back at segregation, and it wasn't that long ago. And you're looking at things like, like there's a scene in the movie which plays for laughs a few times, and it's the fact that she has to go pretty much, I think it's something like she says it's 1.5 miles to the toilet because there's no toilets in the building that she's in, so she has to leave, run all the way to essentially the black building and go for a pee, and then run all the way back to the building that she's in. And things like that, and then like there's the coffee pot. She's not allowed to drink out the coffee pot that everybody else is.
All right.
It's just disgusting. Like when you think on it, and like, you're like, I can't believe that people lived like this. I can't believe that there was white people who thought that they were somehow better, and if a black person touched something, then somehow it was tainted and they couldn't touch it. It's just it's such a weird way of thinking, and it wasn't that long ago. This is the 60s. And, they're trying to get a man into space, and it's about the women that's in the NASA space program who are helping do the math or helping with the computing to try and get the men into space. And it's a true story as well. All these women actually existed and done this and fought for not only like their country to win the space race, but also essentially black relations. But it's so fucking funny as well. It's played really, really well. It's acted amazingly. I take it it's not. Is it up for any Oscars?
Yes.
Good, because it fucking deserves some. Really, really good. And I'm going to see The Founder tomorrow, so I'm hoping that's going to be good. Michael Keaton's new movie.
Yeah, about the creation of McDonald's.
Well, no, so not really the creation, the franchisation of McDonald's, because McDonald's was just a mom and pop fucking burger joint, and then this guy turned around and was like, hey, we can make millions off of this, and it looks like he sort of came in and just made millions off of it.
Yeah. There seems to be a lot of films released as of late regarding the racial things that happen with people. Even horror's going to touch on it with that film Get Out.
Yes, that looks really good, actually.
It's out in March. It's released actually the same day as the Beauty and the Beast film.
Which I'm going to see.
The Beast. But yeah, I really want to see Get Out as well. It looks a really impressive film. But yeah, there seems to be a lot of films revolving around racial abuse and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else that I've seen. No, but I really wanted to see Patriots Day, but it's been out in fucking America forever. It's taken a long time to come over here.
Yeah. So when is that out? It is out. I think it's out at the end of this month. Patriots Day.
Fucking ages. It's been out in America since like November or something like that.
Yeah, Thursday. It's out on the 23rd of February. Patriots Day.
Jeez.
Yeah. So a couple of
does that
weeks
mean that's going up against Beauty and the Beast as well then?
No, Beauty and the Beast is out in March. Patriots Day goes up against that Cure for Wellness, Gore Verbinski's new film.
Oh, right. Is that a horror film?
Yeah, it's sort of.
It's psychological horror.
Yeah, it's psychological kind of horror.
What is?
The Cure for Wellness.
Cure for Wellness. Gore Verbinski's new movie.
It's got poor reviews, or well, average enough reviews.
Yeah, early indications saying it's a bit. It's a bit crap.
Who's that main guy that's in it? I can't remember his name.
Dane DeHaan.
Yeah,
I've always liked Dale DeHaan ever since Chronicle.
I was going to say, was that the kid in Chronicle?
Yeah.
It's a shame that they used him really badly in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
They really did, yeah. Like if they had just used him as the character from Chronicle, it would have been much better. I mean, there's a scene where he's sitting atop a car in a junkyard, like talking to the camera, and he does his Magneto bit where he closes his fist and the car behind him crushes, and it's the single most chilling fucking thing in that movie. It's awesome.
See the bit where he breaks the spider apart?
Yes,
that's so creepy in that movie. That movie was really good. It's just a shame that the Josh Trank can't make other good movies.
But then I think it's because Landis was also involved with Chronicles, so he could be like the guy who grounds Trank. So if maybe them, because Landis is killing it in comics at the minute, and and everything they touches.
The thing is, though, Landis is doing American Werewolf in London, a remake of that. So
I mean, if anybody's going to do a quote unquote remake of Werewolf, like who would you want? Like you'd want the guy's son.
Yeah. So yeah, he's doing that unless he gets Josh Trank to help him out. That I know Josh Trank has got a project which he's trying to get off the ground. I can't remember what the name of it is. I know he's got something out there.
Task Force 2.
No. That's the studio's fault. That a lot of the stuff from that, but a couple of films that I want to add to the list. I don't know why I was the one to review this, but I saw Death Race 2050.
Yes, is that
another Death Race?
Yeah, but this is actually the true sequel to Death Race 2000. So yeah, it's presented by Roger Corman, who directed the original Death Race 2000. It's absolutely atrocious. It looks like
what's the name of that guy? The main guy's in it.
What in the original?
No, Mo Bennett. He played Deathstroke and Arrow.
Oh, Manu Bennett.
Is that how you say it? Mo.
Yeah. You know him for this nickname. You have bro names. Mo. Hey, Mo.
We go to the same gym.
It looks like a movie it looks like a movie that was actually made at the same time as Death Race 2000.
Maybe that was an aesthetic.
I don't mind like trauma films and that kind of really cheesiness when it comes to movies, but there is a tipping point, and this one threw me well over the edge. It's horrendous. It's really horrendous. Even the sequels to Paul W.S. Anderson's Death Race are better than this.
Is it like a Dino De Laurentiis movie?
Worse.
No, really?
Yeah, worse. Really worse. It's sort of like they imply that this Death Race is in VR, and that's the only way you can actually watch it. Like, it doesn't properly happen in a way, but it's in VR. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. I've seen Hacksaw Ridge, like we mentioned there. And the only other I've seen XXX3, The Return of Xander Cage. I hadn't even seen any of the XXX movies.
Yes,
that's atrocious as well.
Yes.
And also, I've seen Rings. So the American Ring films.
Is it just a bad movie with Vincent D'Onofrio being good in it?
Vincent D'Onofrio is not even good in it.
Oh, is he not?
No, he's
Is he not doing his Kingpin thing where he's like, I know that you want to.
Is he doing his voice from the Magnificent Seven?
No, he's actually even better in that than that. I've seen Magnificent Seven, and I thought that film was a boring movie. But
no, I enjoyed it.
I thought it was an absolute ballfest. But
it's not as good as the original, but it's still a good movie.
Well, it's not as good as the remake because it's Magnificent Seven is a remake of the Akira Kurosawa film, The Seven Samurai. But
well, we know that, but.
I know. But Vincent D'Onofrio, he's really bad in Rings. Rings is it's a horror film that doesn't have any horror in it. There is no scares in it at all. There's nothing. It takes ages to get things going. It's F. Javier Gutierrez was the guy who directed it, and he's done like music videos, and that is pretty much it. He's supposedly still attached to doing the Crow reboot. So yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, they can fuck off with the Crow reboot.
Yeah, that's all I've been watching film wise. Anything else you just want to add to that lot before we quickly go over bits of news?
No, I think that's everything. We can go news and then just do quickly what we're looking forward to in 2017, and that's a wrap. Yeah,
well, I've only got a few bits and bobs written down because like I don't want to bog the show down with like too much news, but the main one that I've got written down is Sony released some details of the 4.50 update that's coming out on PlayStation 4. I know it's not the most interesting thing to hear about an update because normally it's just stability things that they fix. But when you get like a whole number when it comes to updates, it's always something important. It's out in beta form at the moment, so people who signed up for the beta are getting a lot of these functionalities of it. But the main one they're adding to it is the fact that the PlayStation 4 will finally support external hard drives.
Yay!
Woo!
So yeah, you'll be able to attach an external hard drive to it. So instead of spending like stupid amounts of money to put one internally, you can buy a 2 terabyte one for about £50-60, and there you go. You've got an extra 2 terabyte storage for your PS4.
To be fair, an internal one's only about 70 anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Still, it's a faff on with that kind of stuff, and you break your warranty by doing that as well. So if you want to play it safe.
Well, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get it comes as an external one, but if you crack it open and take the 2 terabyte one out, you can then insert it into the PlayStation 4, right? Then I'm going to take the one that comes with the PlayStation 4, put it into the chassis, and then use that. So I'm going to have like 2.5 terabytes of storage.
I'm just going to leave the hard drive inside my PlayStation 4 and attach an external one via USB.
No, because then that just looks ugly.
No, I've got a lot of space on my my TV cabinet, and so it'll just fit nicely. But yeah, it needs to be USB 3.0, the external hard drive for it to work. And from what I've seen, also people who've got the beta has turned around and says you can only have one hard drive attached at a time. So you can't think about attaching like a 2 terabyte one, then attaching another 2 terabyte one separate hard drive. You can't do that. You can only have one attached at a time. But that's just a small little caveat on that. They're also being able to add the usage of custom wallpapers as well, so you can use screenshots from games, things like that, as your background wallpaper. Hey?
Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can hear the
I'll
joy.
put a picture of yours too.
No, you don't want that. It'll brick your PS4. That. They're going to tidy up some of the menus as well. They're going to simplify the notification panel, and they're adding 3D Blu-ray support back into the PlayStation 4. However, you need the PlayStation VR for it to watch 3D Blu-rays. So you don't need a 3D TV to watch your 3D Blu-rays. You just need the PlayStation VR.
Fucking nobody has a 3D TV anyway.
Yeah, definitely. So. But yeah, that's some of the stuff that's added in the 4.50 update. Other news, it's actually just announced today that this year's E3 2017 is actually opening the doors to the public for the first time.
Seen that.
You can buy tickets. They're releasing 15,000 tickets on Monday. They cost between $150 and $250. Which is stupidly expensive considering how much EGX is in the UK here. It's like £20. But yeah, between $150 and $250. The only caveat is you can't go to see the press conferences. They're still only press only. But you can go on the show floor. Because my guess is the show floor was pretty empty at E3 2016. Yeah.
So when's that starting?
It is in July. And that's
this year?
June, sorry. Yeah, June.
This year, yeah?
Yes, obviously 2017.
So when are we getting our tickets, lads?
Whenever somebody wants to send us tickets for free and pay for our flights and hotel as well.
Well, like we've been saying, like we need sponsored, so yes. Microsoft, Sony.
Prefer get on Sony, but either.
Please.
Fine. Actually, no, to be greedy, why don't one of us get sponsored by Sony, the other one gets sponsored by Microsoft, and the other one gets sponsored by Nintendo?
Never happen.
I know, all three triangles covered, but then we can't diss any of them.
You'd have more of a chance of getting a contract with fucking Atari at this stage.
Yeah. But yeah. So E3,
Mr. Hipster over there.
Yeah, no.
Well, thank you.
If you're in LA this June and you've got a bit of spare cash, you'll be able to go in to see the show floor at E3. A YouTuber at by the name of Nepenthe has been forced to pay $91,000 in fines after being found guilty of FIFA gambling charges. Yeah, he was promoting a FIFA lottery, he was advertising illegal gambling, and he was inviting children to gamble on FIFA matches as well. So him and his partner with the site that they had have been charged with that, and so they're having to pay £91,000 in charges.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not as bad as Oculus owners Facebook have been charged $500 million, and that they have to pay ZeniMax the $500 million because ZeniMax had some prototype VR stuff, and supposedly the head of Oculus, he stole some of it to put into
the code.
Yeah, into the Oculus. Yeah. And so John Carmack, who was part of ZeniMax at the time and now is one of the heads at Oculus, he supposedly leaked some of that stuff too. Palmer Luckey, isn't it? The head of Oculus. Yeah, leaked some of that stuff there, and some of the technology that ZeniMax was actually working on is inside the Oculus.
He's had a really shit year.
Yeah, and so they've
been forced Trump stuff.
They've been forced to pay $500 million, but that's not where it ends, because now ZeniMax is looking to stop production of the Oculus Rift as well, until they can actually create an Oculus headset that does not feature any of the technology from ZeniMax in it. So, brilliant, isn't it, for VR?
Yeah, very.
Couple of other bits and bobs that I've got down. The Switch launch titles has increased to 10. So from 5 to 10, it's doubled. So it's adding games like I Am Setsuna, World of Goo, Little Inferno, Human Resource Machine. So they're out on launch. And also Nintendo have sort of like rejigged the list of games that's coming out this year. And now the Switch will have 104 titles by the end of the year. So that's better than what they originally had down, which was like 6.
But you can't change the major thing,
which is
the fact is it's still the Switch.
Yeah, it's still a Nintendo Switch, and it's going to have no web browser at launch. It's also rumored that the online service that they're providing is going to cost around £20 a year, but you have to use an app to chat to people in game and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff. It's going to have no streaming services, so no Twitch, no YouTube, nothing like that at launch. It's also been announced today that, I don't know how this has got no impact anyway, but it's not backwards compatible with Wii and Wii U games, obviously, because you would have to have a disc drive for that to happen. But they can release them on the Virtual Console anyway down the line if they want to try and emulate those. But yeah, at least there's a few more games coming out for the Switch. Dirt 4 was announced. So anybody who's looking forward to a new Dirt game.
I liked Dirt 3. I thought Dirt 3 was quite good for, a racing game. Not usually massive into racing games, but I thought it was alright. I got it for like £2 or something like that on Steam though, so.
Nice. Starbreeze Studios will publish Double Fine Psychonauts 2.
Yes!
So Psychonauts 2 has got a publisher.
More Psychonauts, please. And why doesn't Double Fine just fucking do that themselves?
I don't know, to be honest. I know they've got the PlayStation VR version of Psychonauts and the Rhombus of Ruins, which is going to come with a copy of Psychonauts as well. So that's a PSVR exclusive. But yeah, Psychonauts 2. At least it's got a publisher now with Starbreeze Studios.
I'm pretty sure Tim Schafer could do anything he wants to at this stage.
Yeah. Yeah, at least it's got a publisher. And the only other news story that I've got, ending off things on a serious note, I only just saw this because it's an interesting thing. An online gamer was banned for 1,000 years.
Yes, I've seen this as well.
Harassing a 15-year-old girl. So yeah, the story that I'm reading it off is off stuff.co.nz, so off their New Zealand website. Just says an online tournament services banned a user until 3016. That's 365,000 days for malicious activity involving a 15-year-old girl. Counter-Strike service ESEA banned Reese Bluminator Bloom after discovering chat logs and photos between him and the girl. They just said that they banned him due to his interactions with a member of the community and that these type of actions are not acceptable. The chat logs also show Bloom saying things like, "I just don't care that I'm a paedophile," which is brilliant. It's just brilliant.
Was he any good at Counter-Strike, though?
I don't know. That's the only thing you're worried about. Oh, I'll not be able to see him on Twitch anymore playing Counter-Strike.
Oh, no. Well, actually, I was never a big fan of Twitch. I know you have a channel now. I've caught like a few of your streams. But there's one like in particular which I've started to watch a lot of her stuff. Her name is, hang on to get
That's a weird name.
Yeah, isn't it? Shut up. Dizzy Kitten.
Okay.
She's a streamer. I just
She's
haven't
not
seen
one
her
of these ones who pretty much flashes her tits.
What's that?
She's not one of these Twitch streamers who pretty much flashes her tits and hasn't a clue what they're playing.
Well, from my understanding, you can't really do that on Twitch, can you?
No, you can't flash your tits, but they pretty much do. Hence why I said pretty much flash
their
tits.
No, I don't know. She plays a lot of the games that I like, so that was what I kind of gravitated towards. She interacts a lot with people. So yeah, no, I like her. Like, I'll probably maybe watch a couple of others, but I don't like Twitch because like my niece and nephew watch a lot of Twitch people, Twitchers, whatever they're called, and they really know. I mean, I've talked to you guys about this before, about that fucking idiot Jacksepticeye.
Oh, he's a bellend him.
So yeah. I don't know if it's something I'd ever do. I mean, there's certain, like, it actually intrigues me to, like, maybe do, as you say, Nioh.
Yeah. Because
it's a type of game that I really love and I really get involved in. I'm quite good at. It'd be great to explore, like, while, like, narrating it and stuff like that, but I don't know. I prefer my YouTube channel because I started it because I do stuff in games that I'd like to keep and watch again. And my hard drive was getting really fucking like clogged up with stuff, so I had to dump it somewhere. So
Twitch is an interesting thing to actually do stuff on. It's getting used to having to chat to people who are not there. It's sort of like counterintuitive in a way, because when you're playing like a video game, like for example, if you're playing like a Wildlands or something like that, you've got your friends who you chat to, and so you've got the proper one-on-one interaction there. Whereas with Twitch, you've got only what people write in the chat, so you have to react to what they're writing. So it's slightly counterintuitive in a way. It takes a little bit getting used to. I found it okay. I just stuck with it because I started Resident Evil 7. I thought, you know what, screw it, I'll just play through the entirety on Twitch, and so yeah, I enjoyed what I did. But I bet
you don't take it too seriously. I mean, you're only doing it because it's fun for you. Like, whereas other people, I think, have this idea that they're going to be the Jacksepticeye if they're.
No, I know it's not possible for somebody who doesn't have a name in the streaming community to actually make any kind of money from it or any kind of fame from it at all. I understand that, but that wasn't the intention of me anyway. When I played through Resident Evil 7, I just started. I thought I'll just finish it on there. But
the people who've made a career and a name out of it, like PewDiePie and all, they treat it like a job. I mean, I know that they have like editing experience. They have, college experience of media studies and whatnot. And, they have a lot of content that they put out every day. What is it they say? How many people do you have to have concurrently watching you to make, like, even them consider you getting money?
I'm not sure.
4,000 or something?
I know it's less than that now because there's people who I watch on Twitch, like for example Hat Films, and there's one I watch on there called Cats on Fire, and she barely gets more than like 200 people watching her, but she's still able to got like a strap there to ask for donations or subscribe to her channel and charging like $4.99 a month, $4.99 a month. I think it's just you need to actually be making a steady stream of content on there for like get that. So it's not one of those ones where you might put a video once every like month or something like that. You need to be pretty much doing it every single day.
Yeah, but I do know you have to have concurrently, I think it's 400 people watching concurrently to make any sort of like proper money.
Yeah.
And that's concurrently. It's not like every other video. It has to be in one video like all the time.
I did see it. If I ever did decide to do any kind of monetary thing on Twitch, anything that is raised on that, I would just give it instantly to charity. So if I ever decide to do that, but it's not even my intention to even do that. I just might do a stream on there every now and again, but that's about it. I'm not going to constantly do this, play the entire game on Twitch. But I don't mind the service itself. It's sort of like my television. Twitch and YouTube is my TV now because I don't watch pretty much any TV at all. So it's just the only TV I do watch is the Great British Bake Off.
Well, it was always my thing. Like, why watch someone play a game when you can just fucking play it yourself?
Yeah, but I've got a few friends who I know that, for example, I knew a couple of people who wouldn't be buying Resident Evil 7, but they did distinctly turn around to us and say, I don't mind watching somebody playing it, but I wouldn't actually go out and buy it myself. So there are games that are like that. They don't mind watching people play like an Overwatch or something like that. It might not be their game that they would go out and buy, but they don't mind watching people play it. So you just need to hit like a happy medium. What?
No, I got sent some more videos.
Anyway, what did you have planned for the last little bit before we disappear? Because we're now running into 2-hour territory soon.
Yeah, so 2017, what are we looking for? Films, TV, entertainment-wise, games. You can start.
Really? I haven't even.
Where the fuck is Al?
I'm here.
Jesus Christ.
I had nothing to say about Twitch. I've used it a couple of times and I don't find the service particularly interesting. So
you've used and you have abused it.
Yes, absolutely. I got my taps right out.
Yeah, the whole reason why they brought that rule in where you can't actually be bare-chested on Twitch is Al's fault.
Yep, sorry guys.
He was windmilling.
Right. I'll start and you can piggyback off mine because there's probably a lot of crossovers here, stuff that you are going to enjoy. Games-wise, okay?
Okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn, if it turns out to be good. Right?
Yep. Never heard of that one.
Wildlands.
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption 2, if it comes out this year, although I've heard certain rumours. Yeah, I've heard certain rumours that it's going to be pushed.
And you know what Rockstar are like with games. They like to release them sort of like in the first quarter of the year. So yeah, I don't see that out until at least March next year.
I know certain people that are talking about why hasn't been promoted anymore and why is there no trailer and whatnot, because it's not. They're probably very fucking little done on it, guys, and like they're not going to spend money to promote it on TV or other places right now. Rockstar don't do that. Rockstar don't even do E3. So, like, if they're going to release their trailer when they're happy with it, they'll release it online by themselves, not spend that amount of money, and it's Red Dead Redemption 2, it's Rockstar. The game's going to sell gangbusters. They don't need to spend, like the Super Bowl, which never shows game, like, trailers. Ever.
From mobile games like Mobile Striker, whatever they're called.
Rockstar, of all games companies, weren't going to release a trailer at that time for 30 seconds of ad time, which was $5 million. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So, like, calm your tits.
They can get better views by releasing it on YouTube for free.
Yes, exactly. So, Red Dead Redemption 2, South Park.
The Fractured Butthole.
Yes. Really enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to that. What Remains of Edith Finch.
Okay.
What?
Tacoma, which is Fulbright's new game. Do you like Fulbright? Gone Home.
All right.
I've not played any of their games.
You've never played Gone Home?
Nope.
What? Are you serious?
Yep, serious. I haven't played Gone Home.
Holy fuck!
You just call me a wang there.
Wang. I said wang.
I thought you called me a wang.
You're a wang.
Days Gone.
Yeah, I don't see that game coming out this year as well.
No, but if it does, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to them releasing Call of Duty 4 on its own. The remaster.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, they will. It's just a matter of time. And then I'm really looking forward to, which was kind of a bummer because they just announced that the film is dead at Paramount, but Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be, as we were talking about, a great co-op game. Ollie, you going to get it?
I've got a feeling that Friday the 13th might turn out to be like Dead by Daylight and just be good for like a week and then just disappear from nowhere.
Maybe. I've waited a long time for a good Friday the 13th game.
I'll probably just wait.
I think it's going to be more like Left 4 Dead.
No, I don't see that with it. I just see like you might see a lot of YouTube videos in the first week, a lot of streams of it in the first week, and then it just disappears.
Well, now we play the waiting game, my friend.
We shall indeed.
So, any other games that you want to add?
No.
No.
Yes, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh yes, yeah, you were looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I don't like video games, me.
I'm tired as fuck. That's what's wrong with me.
You're not the only one. I know Al's favourite person, David Cage.
David Cage.
Yeah, I was
Detroit.
in for that. Yeah,
Detroit.
Michigan.
I'm gonna play the game. Detroit.
It just gives him an opportunity to use David Cage impression.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. It is so nice to be able to do this for you, the podcast person.
Help. Yeah.
Prey.
Yeah, Prey.
Forgot
Prey
it.
looks actually pretty impressive.
Prey.
Yes, Prey does look good, actually.
You better pray it's good. Oh!
Hi-yo!
He hit something there.
I knocked the glass up. Thank
Breath
God
of
it was
the Wild
empty.
for me. Do you want that?
Breath of the Wild? Hi-yo!
Breath of the
Wild.
Oh!
And Mario Odyssey as well. Which I'm obviously looking for. Ukulele looks very old school, sort of like platform adventure. It's been a while since I've played something like that, and it'll be nice to actually go back to that kind of game.
It's basically Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually eager to play it for, because I really like Banjo-Kazooie, and it's been ages since, because I know Knack 2 is out this year, but Knack was trying to sort of like hit that kind of thing, and when it didn't, just failed badly.
Horrible
I know we're
game.
not going to get God of War this year. Definitely won't get that this year.
I left it off for that reason.
You've got Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which
yeah,
actually looks alright.
DLC. Hey, let's throw The Last of Us 2 in there. It's going to be out this year.
But it's not DLC.
Last of Us 2, no?
No, Uncharted: Lost Legacy. It's not DLC because you don't need the game to actually play The Lost Legacy.
I mean DLC as in it's going to be a downloadable, its own thing.
It's coming out disc-based as well. So like they did with what was it? Infamous.
First Light.
Oh yes.
They released a disc-based.
Last Light, is it not?
Second Light. Never Fight.
Third, first. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kind of stuff.
Green Lantern. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
It's a Kingdom Hearts game. It's 364 and a quarter over 2 days.
It's actually 365 over 2 days. You've got the new Kingdom Hearts game if it ever comes out this year, but that won't. Outlast 2 is out at the end of this year, so definitely can't wait for that, because
I don't know. Outlast 1 kind of soured me in them type of games now.
I loved Outlast. The Spider-Man game looks pretty decent.
It was good, but not great.
Yeah, from what they've shown in Spider-Man, it looks pretty decent, so I'm looking forward to that. Ni no Kuni 2. Just because with Ni no Kuni, I'm a huge Studio Ghibli fan. I know they're not sort of like part of Ni no Kuni 2, but they've got one of the artists from Ghibli involved with it, so there's that.
I think you're just naming every game now that's out that you're going to look forward to.
No, these are actually games that I am looking forward to. Eager to see more of what Death Stranding actually looks like. I know it's not going to be out this year, but I'm intrigued to see more of Death Stranding, because Kojima has said it's not a horror game, and he hates horror games. As a matter of fact, he gets scared of them. So yeah, it's got humor elements to it as well. So I'm eager to see what that's and just see more of Cyberpunk 2077 as well. A little bit more.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that though.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to get that because even the CD Projekt Red has turned around and says we're definitely not going to get that this year. So yeah, some of the games I'm looking forward to.
Right, Al, do you want to add anything?
Nah, man. I think you guys covered it pretty well. I did say Mass Effect, so quite happy.
And I was looking forward to Shenmue 3.
No, I fucking really.
I have it on good authority that we're getting a Half-Life 3 game this year.
Yeah. No.
Actually, I know that they're going to skip 3 and go straight to 4.
Yes, it really fucking cheesed the fanboys off.
Yeah, and it's going to be on the Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
TV. I'm going to run through TV. I don't think either of you are going to like. Maybe I'll. Preacher season 2. Big comic book fan. Love the comic book. Season 1 was really good. I think season 2 is going to delve more into the comic book stuff. Leftovers season 3. It's the last season of the Leftovers. Massive Lost fan, as you both guys know. I don't know what that sentence was. It was really out of order. Damon Lindelof is involved. Really love the first 2 seasons, so I can't wait to see what that's going to happen. Fargo season 3, big fan of the first 2 seasons, love it. Game of Thrones, which is a given. American Gods, the adaptation of Neil Gaiman's books.
I'm scared. I'm really scared for that.
Yeah, could suck really bad. It's such a good work, but I don't know. The revival of Twin Peaks, which again could suck. I don't think it will though.
Doesn't that start very soon?
April or May?
Yeah, I'm sure it's like April, isn't it? Like on Showtime in America or some whatever channel it's shown in America. But I'm sure I read that it starts really soon. I'm very, very worried about that Twin Peaks, to be honest.
Well, at least Lynch is involved, but then I mean he was involved in season 2, and look how that was. Then Rick and Morty season 3. Come on,
yes.
Yes.
We all look forward to that.
Yes, it's the only TV program that I can guarantee that I'm definitely looking forward to.
That needs to get in my fucking telly box right now so I can devour it with my eye sockets.
Yeah.
You have eye sockets. I have eye sockets too. There's that. I'll save that for last because it's probably what I'm looking forward to most. I'm going to go all
something more than Rick and Morty season 3.
Oh yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's got to be some kind of comic book thing, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No.
They're doing this, isn't it? They're doing a TV series based on Stephen King's The Mist. Now, I don't know if it's going to be an adaptation of the movie verse of it, or the book, or the novella. But it should be good. I'm really looking forward to it as well.
Is the TV one that you're mostly looking forward to the TV version of the movie SWAT?
Fuck no.
There's a TV show coming out about that?
Yeah, there is a TV show based on the movie SWAT.
That movie wasn't very good.
No,
it definitely wasn't very good at all.
Although, contradiction to that, the Mist movie I actually prefer to the novella. The ending to the movie is far better.
The ending so much. In fact, the Stephen King note said the ending was so much better as well.
Yeah, he said, "Why didn't I think of that?" That's because you can't end your books, Stephen.
He can't. He doesn't know how to.
Yes, Stephen, if you listen, there's a burn there or shit.
Yeah, get him some fucking Sudocrem because he just got a sick burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to go all wrestling nerdy on you here. Okay. WWE. I think even people that aren't into wrestling recognize that as probably the biggest promotion in wrestling. They probably don't even know that there's any other promotions outside that. I mean, when even people talk about wrestling that don't watch wrestling, they refer to it as, oh yeah, I know about that WWE. What people don't understand that don't know about wrestling is that there are other promotions, and one of the probably the second biggest in the world is a Japanese promotion called New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay. They have English-speaking wrestlers, Caucasian wrestlers, but they have Japanese, obviously. It has recently become really big due to one thing that happened. Their biggest event is called Wrestle Kingdom, which is basically their version of WrestleMania. And they had a match there between a wrestler called Okada, who is a Japanese wrestler, and a wrestler called Kenny Omega, who is an American wrestler who lives in Japan, who wrestles for that promotion. It was touted by Dave Meltzer, who is probably the biggest wrestling journalist in the world, is seen as the foremost expert in the field, as the greatest match he's ever seen. And it got a lot of people talking and whatnot. New Japan was always seen as a great promotion. It was kind of used as a talent base for WWE when they wanted to poach talents and whatnot. And indeed, a few of their biggest stars jumped ship from New Japan last year. Shinsuke Nakamura, I suppose we could include them. They haven't really been used quite well in the WWE, but Luke Gallows and Machine Gun Anderson. And
they've been used so badly. It's
yeah,
heartbreaking.
And AJ Styles. They all jumped ship. But since that, and the emergence of Kenny Omega as a huge talent over there, they've been seen as a really good rival now for the WWE. And a couple of shots were fired on Twitter by the president of New Japan, which basically seemed to insinuate that he basically said it's come to a point where New Japan Pro Wrestling is either gonna concede to WWE or join them in sort of like a cross promotion thing, or go to war with them. And after Wrestle Kingdom and the promotion that they got for that match, it seems like they're gonna go to war. And from what people don't understand is that back when what stopped the Monday Night Wars, when WCW was there and were beating the WWE in ratings, the WWE then came to the forefront with their Attitude Era, which is what it was called, that produced some of the best wrestling storylines ever. And that was because they had the competition. Competition always breeds quality. And since WCW went out of business and was bought by WWE, they really have never had that rival or competition. Vince likes to tout that he's competing with everything that's on TV nowadays, like Game of Thrones, every big TV show, but it's the quality of WWE is what they control and want it to be now, which has not been great. There's flashes of brilliance, but that's mainly down to some performers rather than the storytelling. So it's my expectation and what I'm excited for and what I want is that if New Japan Pro Wrestling goes to war with WWE, it's going to help both promotions, and I'm going to get some really good quality storytelling and wrestling out of it. So yeah, that's my wrestling nerd talk for you this week.
That was Shane's Wrestling Corner.
I thought he was going to talk about the fact that WWE are making the Jetsons movie.
Ugh. So yeah, the thing that I'm most looking forward to is
the Jetsons movie from WWE.
And we actually seen the first sort of glimpses of it there with the Super Bowl and in Stranger Things Season 2.
Woo!
Oh, I cannot wait.
Season 1 off.
I cannot wait. It's so good. Season 1 is just everything I've loved since I was a kid, all compiled into one big ball of TV. And Season 2 just looks like it's even more so.
Yeah.
Soundtrack, tone, characters, monsters, it's so good. So yeah, so that's TV. If you want to add anything.
My only thing was Stranger Things. I thought it was going to be Daredevil this year, but doesn't look like it.
No.
You covered Game of Thrones and stuff, so I don't think there's anything else I'm particularly looking forward to. I'm very wary about American Gods. I'm reading it again for like the 5th time just now, and I'm like, I don't see it, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It's my favorite book of all time, so I'm.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh geez, yeah, you have a right to be like. They're doing an adaptation of one of my favorite comic books, Runaways, and I'm kind of scared of it. So I know where you're coming from.
It's a good comic.
Yeah, well, if you take BKV's original and to a lesser extent Joss Whedon's 6 issues, but anything after that, just leave it. Yeah, so that's TV. So we'll move on to movies, which I think everyone will have input in, but I'll just run down. Justice League.
Yes.
I've loved comic books pretty much my entire life, and I've waited a long time to see a proper adaptation of the Justice League. Wonder Woman trailer is amazing. I keep watching it. Love the music. Can't wait for that.
Martian Manhunter, more like Martian Dance Hunter.
Life, Kong Skull Island,
Yes.
War for Planet of the Apes. I love the first two. I love Matt Reeves as a director. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is probably the only Marvel film I'm looking forward to. Dunkirk, Pitch Perfect 3. Yes, I like. I like Pitch
Christmas.
Perfect. I like Anna Kendrick. She's the hottest thing ever.
Never would have
Just a
thought you would have
mouse.
said that.
It's been dropped now, but there was going to be a Friday the 13th movie. A new Halloween if they ever get around to it.
Nope.
Jeepers Creepers 3.
Yeah, Jeepers
If they
Creepers
just-
3 starts shooting next month.
Yes! Love it. The Balco Experiment,
Yeah, Belkin
which
experiment.
whatever. It should be good. Insidious Chapter 4. I like the Insidious films. 3 wasn't as good as the first two.
I actually really liked 3.
I liked 3, but it wasn't as good, I don't think.
Is that the one with a girl in a cast for most of the movie?
Yes. Yeah. I'm really worried about it because the original TV movie is it's just brilliant and no one can touch Tim Curry in that role. But the new remake of It,
Yeah.
Stephen King's It, Dunkirk, I'm worried about because I was a massive Christopher Nolan fan. I mean, he directed my favorite movie of all time. Well, it interchanges between it and The Usual Suspects with Dark Knight. It could be good. And then he made fucking Interstellar, which was just awful.
Yep.
Our love is quantifiable, Murph. All right.
Murph.
It's like he's just constantly pressing X.
Yes.
Jason.
Someone needs to cut together him shouting Murph and Leo DiCaprio shouting Rose.
Yeah.
And the kid from The Witch going Thomason.
Thomason.
Which
And
I
then
just
just to throw into there the little kid from the Babadook just constantly shouting Babadook, 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 Duck.
do you know the girl from Split? Is that the same girl from The Witch?
Anya
Yes.
Taylor-Joy, yep, and Morgan.
Yeah, she's becoming into quite the little screen queen, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to see what she does like in horror from then on. They're finally doing the Dark Tower series, and you have one of the coolest guys ever as the gunslinger.
Idris Elba.
Awesome.
Fucking
It's-
Luther himself.
It's my. I want him to play Roland as like Stringer Bell from The Wire. That would be awesome.
That's not going to happen.
Gonna shoot this motherfucker right here. Cure for Wellness. I'm not really excited for it now. I've seen some reviews. Probably my two most anticipated is, apart from Justice League, is Alien Covenant. Ridley Scott returning to Alien. And the trailer
Yay.
is fucking awesome. And Blade Runner 2049.
Yay.
So if you want to add anything to that, lipstick bitches.
Fast 8. The Fate of the Furious. I fucking love the Fast movies.
It's just called the Fast and Furious over here. It's not the Fate and
I
Furious.
I don't know how anyone likes them movies. I love the first one, but after that, it was just like ridiculous.
No, it's amazing. Logan. Looking really forward to
Yeah,
Logan.
actually, I'm actually looking forward to Logan.
Have you seen the first two Wolverine films?
Yes, but this
Yeah.
one's got swearing in it.
And blood, lots of it.
It's got X-23.
I like the
It's-
X-23 storyline, so it's not lost on me.
It's taken one of the best comic book storylines of Wolverine, and they've taken everything good about it out because they can't do it, and it's just why do it?
Oh, just wait
there's
until
no-
it comes out. It'll probably be brilliant.
There's no
Ah.
blind guy. They can't use the Marvel characters in it. It's
Raw, I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that film.
on Monday
Yeah.
night.
No, No. He turns into a Macam as soon as he's actually trying to get a point across. No.
Are you talking about the film where she tries like raw meat?
Yes.
Yeah, the French cannibal movie.
Really? I didn't like the look of the trailer.
I don't know. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, same here.
These are two secretly cannibals, aren't you?
Yes.
Very much so.
I'm looking forward to Power Rangers.
Yes! Oh my god, I forgot about Power Rangers. I actually am. The fucking trailer looks awesome. Do you know what it looks like? It looks like Chronicle.
It does. I'm looking forward to Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Don't know. Does Scarlett Johansson wear tight leather?
Yes.
Okay, I'm on board.
I'm looking forward to Gifted. It looks like a fucking really good film. I see a trailer for it in the cinema the other night.
Don't you mean gifted?
Help.
It's Captain America trying to keep his daughter. It seems like a good idea to me. What else? The Lost City of Z looks like it could be kind of interesting.
For some reason, I thought you were channeling Tim Curry in Congo there, the Lost City of Z.
I'm not so sure about the Lost City of Z because it looks too much like Congo mixed with a tiny little bit of Sahara.
Oh my god! It was right there, the Lost City of Zinj.
Baywatch.
No, God, no. It looks fucking atrocious.
No, I actually like the trailer. The comedy between him and Efron was quite funny.
Yeah.
The trailer looks fucking mind-numbingly horrible. There's an
that's
argument between me and Andy on who's going to do the Baywatch movie and who's going to do the Chips movie.
I'm going to go over to Scotland and watch that with you all.
Yes. The Mummy.
No,
could be good.
That trailer did nothing.
Plus, I haven't seen the trailer, but the
It's
fact that
terrible.
Tom Cruise is attached, fuck that.
Yeah, he does just a Mission Impossible with a mummy in it. That's it.
No, it's Bond.
Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle. Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle. Kingsman 1's one of my favourite films ever. I fucking love Kingsman. I think it's brilliant. Spider-Man Homecoming.
No.
Hope for good things for it.
No.
I'm trying to think what else. I'm just going quickly through stuff. I don't think there's anything else that I can. No, there's nothing else. They're remaking Flatliners. What the fuck?
Yeah, they are.
Really?
It's got I can't remember her name. She was. I'm trying to think of films that she's been in as well. I can't remember.
John Cena. You can't see
Frickin'
him.
name.
Nina Dobrev
No.
Eva Marie.
from the WWE.
Paige.
God no. Help. I can't remember a freaking name. I'm
Hold
gonna
on,
have to,
I'll Google it.
Ellen Page.
Yeah, that's it. She's in it.
Oh, okay.
Ellen Page. And do you get
Didn't she
Steve Gordon
do
in it?
almost like a Flatliners sort of thing in Beyond Two Souls?
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Oh, John Wick 2. I forgot about John Wick 2.
Not a big fan of John Wick.
See that in a couple of weeks' time.
Thor Ragnarok. Thor.
That's all.
Say that. I've got a Thor thumb.
It's fucking Star Wars. Last Jedi. Fuck.
Fuck Star Wars. I
Yeah,
hated
fuck
Rogue.
Star Wars. Fuck it right, and it's R2D2.
That's it, Stu. Go on, lad.
And Jumanji.
You're a real
No,
big
I'm not so sure about Jumanji.
It's just
No.
Al has a fucking hard on for The Rock.
I do.
Yeah,
I love
he's
The
got a
Rock.
stot on for The Rock.
A big stoner.
Yeah, a big stoner.
He's rock hard for The Rock.
Help. I'll add a couple of films to that list. Personal Shopper.
Okay.
Really? The Kristen
Yeah, I
Stewart
actually
one?
think it looks pretty
Is that her-
interesting.
The one she directed?
No, she didn't direct it.
She directed some film, didn't she?
Yeah, but it's not Personal Shopper.
Anyone looking forward to the Metal Gear Solid porno?
Is it Metal Gear actually solid?
No, it's Metal Rear Solid, the Phantom Pain.
Yes! I didn't see that.
So yeah, Personal Shop looks a really good film. Despicable Me 3. Just because I'm a fan of the Minions, and Trey Parker is the voice of the bad guy in it as well, so he very rarely does voiceovers in other animated things, so yeah.
Actually, that trailer looked alright. I seen it in front of Lego Batman. No, in front of Sing, and I was like, that actually looks alright.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the second Despicable Me. I'd seen the first one and really liked it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. There's a small little French silent animated film coming out called The Red Turtle, which I'm eager to see. So there's that. There's another little animated film which is nominated for an Oscar. It's called over here My Life as a Courgette, but its American title is My Life as a Zucchini.
Makes so much more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks a really, really good film. It sort of like meshes stop motion animation with proper animation. So not like we've seen from Leica Studios with their stop motion animation, but more like it's sort of like in between, and that looks a really good film. Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets could be dumb. Luc Besson's new movie. It's got an interesting title, but could be dumb. And then last one to add to that list, God Particle.
Oh, fuck! How did I forget about God Particle, the third Cloverfield movie?
Yeah, the third Cloverfield movie.
Nicely done. Yeah, third Cloverfield movie.
Yeah, because it's got Lupita Nyong'o and David Oyelowo in it as well.
It's a great cast. It's got the guy from IT Crowd. What do you call him? He was in Bridesmaids.
Chris O'Dowd?
Yes, him and someone else. So what a cast.
Yeah. So there's I just actually want to add one TV series to that list. Surprisingly.
Stu's adding a TV series?
I know. It's on Amazon Prime, and it is Studio Ghibli again. Ronja the Robber's Daughter. Which I really love the look of.
Matt, who again we've chatted about, he's a big Ghibli fan, but he says he didn't really like the look of the show. Something about the animation style or the backgrounds or something just don't match.
Yeah, I do actually like the look of it, but it's annoying that it's on Amazon Prime. But yeah, Ronja and the Robber's Daughter. But yeah, that's...
so covers everything. Yeah, I mean, I could get into comics and stuff, but
no,
we could be here all night.
Yeah, we'll just end it there because we have been going for nearly 2.5 hours.
Well, I mean, we are the #1 podcast on iTunes.
Which runs for nearly 2 hours and 20 minutes, nearly 2.5 hours. So,
fuck you, Bombcast.
Yeah, fuck you, Bombcast. Their new episode is only like 2 hours and 15 minutes long, so we're longer than the Bombcast this fortnight.
That's what she said.
Yeah, so we'll just end stuff there. Where can people find you to?
Usually in the toilet.
For mana, come get me, fuckers.
So you're drilling glory holes into toilets, are you again? You're still doing that?
Drilling anything in the toilet. Just doing a number 2.
You've got to stop drilling the glory holes, though. Stop doing that.
You can find me on the Twitter. My Twitter name is @eobard85.
On the Twitter.
I'm actually really difficult to find. You can find me at BallGamerDude, but I never fucking use Twitter. So.
You never use it. I tag you in so much shit that you like and you never respond.
I know, because I don't like you.
Because I'm a bit woozy over here.
You can find me at Cryptic Tadpole, and also Press Select is at Press Select Pod. So you can find there.
Really confused.
What is your YouTube channel name?
My YouTube channel?
Yes.
No, that's the name of my YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel? Question mark.
Actually, I haven't a fucking clue. I think it's just under my name, like their prime. Here, I'll get it the next time. It's not like anyone cares.
There probably is actually a YouTube channel called My YouTube Channel.
Of course there is. I didn't mean it up.
I'm actually intrigued to find out what it is. Just while we're on here, My YouTube Channel. Why did I put a space there? My YouTube Channel. Nope, there's just lots of plebeians saying how they created their YouTube channel. Oh well. And also a plebeian saying my school is deleting my channel. Oh, poor little guy. He's got really red eyes on there. Sorry.
There's not actually a name on my YouTube channel. If you just search like fucking...
fucking.
Yeah. If you just search the space prankster space 22, you should probably get me.
Which is also your PlayStation Network handle.
No, well, I've different variations of it. I mean, I can't. My Xbox One is that, but it's the no space prankster.
No space.
Is it? It's a long time since I've been on. No, it's the space prankster, no space 22. It's all one word. And then my Xbox One or my PlayStation One is the hyphen prankster 22. I think. I'm not too sure.
It's nice to know about that, yeah. And
who cares? Who the fuck cares? The world's going to end tomorrow anyway.
And I'm Cryptic Tadpole on Twitch as well, just for if people want to see my Resident Evil 7 playthrough. So, like I said,
so confusing. You mean cryptic? It's so cryptic.
Shut up.
What does a cryptic tadpole look like?
So tadpole.
What a cryptic tadpole look like? A tadpole that's very confused about things.
Like my other friend, Radea, his gamer handle is Catatonic Medusa, which is kind of like contradictory.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, mine is just a tadpole that's slightly confused about things. Anyhow, I'm going to play the outro music. Keep an eye out on the Twitter feeds to find out when the next show will be. So until then, goodbye.
Cheerio, love.